minutes. All right. Hey, welcome to the program. Excuse the mess. It is the Ray Gibson Show on 93.3 The Point. My name is Ray. Thrilled as usual to be here with you. What day is it? Is it Wednesday?
It's Friday.
No, yeah, well, yeah. You know, every day feels like Friday. You know what? I realized I didn't have to worry about taking the trash out to the curb yesterday because I didn't bring it actually back into the yard last week. So it's, I got most of that. That drill is taken care of. As I said, welcome to the Wednesday version of the Ray Gibson Show on 93.3 The Point. My name is Ray. Thrilled as usual to be here with you this morning. Might be a little bit distracted. They're still being reported buffering issues on the stream, and it's something I don't know. It's one of those things like I reset everything yesterday and it worked fine until I got in this morning, and as soon as I turned us on, then it started doing the hey, I don't feel like coming to work today thing. So there might need to be, and Smug Wimp is online. He'll understand. He'll understand the nature of this.
Technology.
Well, it's one of those. There's the restart. Restart the software, and that I tried that didn't work, and then there's the restart the computer thing, and that might have, I don't know, cleared things up. It might be a little bit dicey this morning, but trust me, as soon as I know it's off, then I'll go back and restart everything. And then there's what I like to refer to as the plug pull reset, where you actually go to the offending computer and turn it off, and then pull the plug on it, disconnect it from electricity and reality.
How long do you count?
And then plug it in. Yeah.
Do you count? Because I count.
What's that?
I count to like 10.
You got blow. You have to blow in the thing. You got to blow in the cord. That's
okay.
You remember like when we had the Nintendos back in the old days?
Yeah.
You got to blow in the cartridge before you put it back in the machine, right?
Worked.
And it always it clears everything up. I'm not sure what it is. It's like the different version of duck, where you got to just kind of call the thing out with the hot breath of your deal. Anyway, so lots of stuff in the table of contents to talk about. Not really, but we'll see if there's some exciting stuff. We got Tello Taitigui over at the legislature suggesting that George Chu from the Guam Visitors Bureau and everything else is a representative of the Communist Party of China.
Wow.
Yeah, that was it's kind of interesting. There was a little bit of a caucus at a certain place last night, and I walked up to say hello to a couple of people, and Senator Jesse Anderson Lahan reached over and pointed at George Chu and said, "Welcome our ranking ranking communist." And I thought, well, that's interesting, and then I got a video of Tello talking about things over at the Visitors Bureau and George Chu's reluctance to stand up for Taiwan, if you will, because communists don't want that. I don't know. It's some strange stuff floating around here. And then Tello with an interesting editorial in this morning's Guam Daily Post about potholes. So this is going to be kind of an interesting morning. We'll see where the conversation takes us. I'm encouraged, although a little bit, I don't know. It feels like whenever the legislature does something, it feels like it's like a half effort. You know, when we wanted to go from 5% back to 4%, we can do 4.5%. And I'm going, well, why didn't we take it all the way down to 4? Because we with losing the 0.5%, the government still manages to function. There's still things going on. The governor's still going on airplane rides to Washington D.C. So clearly, we probably could have dealt with a full percentage withdrawal. There's a new measure. Former Speaker Therese Terlai has introduced a measure that would allow for more of a streamlined process for folks about 21 and over to get their driver's license. Charlie will have this story for you in a little bit. Yes. And I'm going, it's a great idea. It'll help some people that currently drive, however, don't have a driver's license, to get that driver's license and maybe even be able to go vote now that they've got the paperwork, right?
What does the data say, right? I mean, and then going back to the 4.5%, right? Data saying the opposite of what
the government, they say we're going to. Oh my God, the sky's going to fall. We're going to be out of money.
Better.
Yeah. The numbers seem to be coming in, and we've got we talked about this yesterday. There's increases in unexpected revenue based on a whole lot of withholding taxes that are going in there. Some of the businesses paying these days, maybe seeing a little bit more money, and that's going into the tax rolls. But like I said, Therese, I love you. It's a half measure. Take it down to 16. We don't have to. Never mind mind 21, never mind 18. We need to go back to the old common sense days of you get the kid, and you've heard me lament about this over and over and over. The easy thing to do is you get the kid, teach the kid how to drive in the backyard, take them over by Home Depot before they open, and you got that big parking lot there. You get the big parking area over at the old Guam Greyhound, and you put a couple of things together and teach them how to parallel park. Study the test, go take the test, pass the written test, and then go pass the driver's test, the actual driving test, and be done with it. This whole graduated driver's license deal is nonsense. It's always been nonsense. It's always been unnecessary. And why do we need to take a half step towards making things easier for people?
And the raceway will be open. Take
them up there.
Once they open up, and they'll be training,
learn how to drive fast.
and they'll be training on these roads with potholes. So once they pave the roads, they'll be like, "What is this? This is magical."
Which is the point of Tello Taitui's deal here: is the potholes on the road, and everybody's figured it out. To the degree that I'm not a red Chinese guy, I got to say she's absolutely right on this. I mean, I know that she's going for, trying to find the additional dollars for this for the village street master plan thing that we were talking about last week, and that's great. But citing the truth of it here, and people that know exactly where the ripples are, where the potholes are, where the thing that you've got to avoid out there on the roadway, the manhole cover that's 3 inches below the surface that you've got to swerve almost outside the lane to avoid. All of that stuff is absolutely right, and we've got people that need to. I don't know. I think they quiet quit, but they need to start taking a look, get the inventory of that, and start doing something about it. The number of steel plates that we still have on the roadways these days is absolutely absurd, considering the amount of money that I think we've got floating around. Anyway, there are lots to talk about, obviously, in the table of contents, and we'll get around to all of that stuff. You're welcome to chime in as well. You got the telephone number? Do you know it? It's easy. 888-8255. It's all of the lucky numbers there. 888 and then 8255 TALK is the telephone number. You're more than welcome to call in with whatever your most recent observances is, the things that you want to complain about or you want me to complain about. Go ahead and chime that in anytime. The light will blink in Real Joe's studio, and he'll leap to the telephone, pick you up, say a couple of things, so you put you on hold, and then we'll talk about whatever it is that's in your head on the radio. There's other ways to get a hold of us. 797-8255. That's the Meme Machine. Meme Machine is online and working here this morning. Earlier showed you pictures of Jeff's Pirates Cove backyard there, and we're beginning to see a little bit of sunlight out there, and you can see the coconut tree bending to the wind. It is rather breezy out here this morning. I'm not sure what all of that is coming from. I've been watching this shear line that was threatening to get low and start floating around the Marianas Islands. It probably has done that. Landon will give us more details on that and give us an idea of what we can expect for most of the rest of the day. In the meantime, the radar is working, the satellite is working, so you can check out all of those features as we move forward on the Ray Gibson Show. 797-8255. You got something in your phone that somebody sent you yesterday? Rumors? Are there rumors about one telecom company eating another telecom company? I've gotten it from two sources now, both of them fairly reliable, and we'll see what we can find out about that as the program commences and moves through this particular Wednesday morning. Like I said, 797-8255. Might be a little bit tricky given the unstable nature of the internet for our streams, but leave me messages on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. I'll try to check all of that stuff out. And if that's not where you're watching these days, because it's any stream, anytime. Xstream is on. We are 2D Extreme on Twitter or X or whatever you call it, so you can find us there. Rumble.com is working, and KUAM TV a little bit later on in the day. So, as I said, we got lots of different ways that you may be able to interact with Real Joe and Charlie Hermosa and people saying, yeah, it's kind of interesting, with the three chaps that are in the studio in the morning these days, and we'll keep that. We'll keep that up for a little bit. Now, I gotta say, my adventures yesterday included a pleasant drive, mind you, most pleasant drive of all, more pleasant than anybody else, any other country. But I had a chance yesterday to drive out to Leo Palace and check out my buddy Shaq, my running buddy Shaq's latest creation there. There was a little bit of a food sampling yesterday at a place called Okibi. Okibi, and even down home Japanese are saying, that's an interesting word. You don't hear it very often. And it basically means embers, and it comes from the concept, and you'll recognize it immediately, of a little bit of a Japanese barbecue, and they get special Japanese charcoal that goes in there, and you light it up on fire, and you cook food over it. And yesterday, had a chance to try out some of the food over at this Okibi place, which is at Leo Palace. And I got to tell you, I was sufficiently happy with the meal. Maybe underplays it. So the food, let's put it this way, was incredible. The concept is Asian street food. Oh, yeah, already, right? Asian street food.
Would you say sugoi?
Sugoi. Yeah, there were the Japanese kind of street food there, and there was street food from Taiwan. There was street food from Malaysia. There was street food from Korea. There was street food from the Philippines, and incredible kare kare that they had there, and delicious sauces that went with everything. And I was expressing to Chef Eddie, who was helping out yesterday. Of course, you remember Chef Eddie going back to Ivory, where the Shirley's is in Agania now, and I was talking about how easy it would have been to go overboard with soy sauce flavors and bulldog sauce and garlicky things and stuff like that, but the flavors were subtle. As in they spice things up just right, just so it wasn't you get your delicate flavors, but not overpowering. You know what I mean?
And just imagine a Coke glass in the old school Coke
yeah, I remember those
glass bottles.
Uh-huh.
If you add that, I had the opportunity about 2 weeks ago to have one, and I haven't had one the longest time with Japanese food, and it is absolutely amazing. So if Marcus can somehow bring this back, I don't know what the
Coke
issue
in a
is.
bottle?
Yeah, Coke in a bottle.
So I'm with you
cane
on that.
sugar.
There
Cane
was
sugar.
we talked about this. I can't remember when, but it was recently. We talked about the concept of different versions of Coke that you can get, and they finally determined that the best version of Coca-Cola is Coke in a bottle, a glass bottle. There's no, it's got, you're right, cane sugar, and it is the I guess the healthiest formulation, if you will, of Coca-Cola there is, in the healthiest container that you can find. So maybe going back to the old analog days will work. Anyway, 6:26, lots and lots to get to in the table of contents. But first, we've got to say good morning to all of these Coke drinkers here.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You want to be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You want to be where everybody knows your name. You want to go where people know people are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name.
It's true. Where everybody knows your name, as I'm fond of saying, is like the Bank of Guam on a payday Friday. You just kind of walk in there and you realize that you know everybody in the room. All right, so where was I? Wet Wednesday in the program. I'm looking to see if I got a couple of feeds here that I might be able to pick some names off of, including Stephen Blake.
Real guy.
Number one, according to the machine here this morning. Good
Slacker.
to see you online. Says, good morning, JPC, as in Jeff's Pirates Cove. I got Ron Castro saying, have a hump day, Mizu Pointers, Bill Petit, Elizabeth Mendiola Kitchitsu. Oh, says, happy birthday, Vice Speaker Tony Ada. Hey.
Happy birthday.
Oh, isn't that sweet? Let me see. Where was I? Maria Duenas Perez checking in from Paris Woods. Jessica S.E. Cruz. Elizabeth Mendiola saying, test. Seems to be working so far. Smug Wimp online saying good morning to all of his favorites. And Maria Duenas Perez now doing shout-outs. Good morning, Fran Cepeda and the crew from Remax Diamond Realty. Ismael Velez. Okay, this is a little bit long.
Oh, morning,
USS Gerald Ford. First of its name. Throwing back to Game of Thrones. Apologies, this isn't Game of Thrones, or is it? Because this has a GOT-sized plot twist. The $13.3 billion super carrier, first of its kind, ready to take on the whole of Iran, is now drowning in human fecal matter. Thousands of pounds of human dung flung everywhere. Sailors are sick. People waiting up to 3 hours waiting just for number 2, and the U.S. number 1 ally in the region does not allow the vessel to enter King's Landing. I mean, Israel, the Mad King, a.k.a. the Ayatollah, has Allah dousing the Americans in poop as if it were a dragon flaming the Navy. What are we? Wait a second. Yeah, it's,
Jeez, guy.
Sean, Tattoo Sean is trying to get her coffee and her breakfast in, and here you are talking about fecal matter.
Come on, man.
on the USS. What is it?
Just
the Gerald
hold it.
Ford.
They can hold it, Ray.
JB St. Nicholas is online. Maybe the mistake was naming it after Gerald Ford.
Maybe they had Mexican.
I'm trying to, you think about some of the presidents of any kind of consequence in the last, 50 or so years, 60 years, 70 years, and you go back to the 1970s, and I think he distinguished himself as the faller in chief. Which was, the guy was like Biden. He'd fall down, fall up the stairs of Air Force One. But the other thing that he distinguished himself was pardoning Richard Nixon. Otherwise, the entire time that he spent, even as vice president of the United States of America, kind of inconsequential. So it kind of makes you wonder, why did we bother naming an aircraft carrier after him? Maybe name him after Ronald Reagan. In fact, they could have two Ronald Reagan, USS Ronald Reagans. That would be appropriate, right? And why not? Let's get a head start on naming a carrier after Donald Trump. Or Pete Hegseth or anybody at the Department of War. Felix Bumba's online, JB St. Nicholas, saying halfway to the weekend. Absolutely. Looking forward to that as well. Lots of stuff going on. Are you going to be running in the Guam Running Club half a marathon?
Heck no.
What? It's downhill.
Yeah, the knees, man. That's when the knees hurt the most.
Yeah, the
unless
knees.
I do it backwards.
I'll see if I can get you some details. I think I know there are over 100 people that have signed up now for the Hoffa Marathon. I believe this is the one where we start at Anderson Air Force Base at dark 30, and then you run back down to is it Paseo or EPAL? I think it might be EPAL Beach.
It might be EPAL.
I think it's EPAL Beach. This is the one that takes that spur into Two Lovers Point, and which is there if for no other reason to suck your soul and all of your energy and effort right out there, because you're going. Wait a second. Why do I need to make this turn here? I can see my car from here. What's going on? Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to tell you about it a little bit later on. You don't have to run it, but you do need to be aware that you're going to be sharing the roads with a bunch of runners on early Saturday morning. Dr. Wen is online. Please drive safely today and stay out of the water. Walk or exercise indoor today. Very, very good advice, sage advice from one of our favorite doctors in the whole wide world, and also one of our favorite senatorial candidates in the whole wide world.
Here.
More doctors at the legislature. Tony and Annette and Pinko Addo online. You know, Real Joe, I don't think we've seen the last. Vice Speaker and Pika's best funeral home director and birthday boy.
It's your birthday.
Vice Speaker Tony Adda. Buenos and half a day. Good to see you in the machine. Let me see. Jane Nauta, Henry Manglotnia. We're all strong because of Eric Chong. There's Ryan Trent hanging out in the machine. And Joe Cruz lamenting the passage. Which Carradine is it? Robert?
Oh, man, I forget, man. Not the Kung Fu one, right?
From Lamb to Kai, I think that's Revenge of the Nerds.
Smug wimp.
He's apparently passed away. The Fox News talking about mental issues that the guy might have had here. Interesting. There'll be more of that a little bit later on. My brother Johnny Atulai Taitano is online saying good morning, Ray and the Point Familia. My buddy Nate Horn saying good morning, Guam. More from Ismail. Russia offers the U.S. a $13 trillion deal. U.S. can build a tunnel from Alaska to Russia using the Boeing company, can build massive facilities across Russia. All it has to do is allow Russia to take Ukraine. Deal or no deal?
That sounds good.
Today
Russia.
Today is the actual anniversary
nice.
of the invasion. It was on this date in 2022 that Russia invaded Ukraine. And I've always been of the opinion that had Trump been the president of the United States, if Joe Biden had not stolen the election, along with the rest of the Democrat culprits that we're going to sort out here. If that had not have happened, then I don't think Putin would have been as aggressive as he was against the Ukraine. I'm sure that among the people that listen to this broadcast probably find some agreement in there. Richard Leon hanging out, Ken Augustin, there's Sarita Garin, Magandan Umaga Point Familia, Magandan Umaga to our one of our favorite balloon smugglers, Lulu 99, Jeff Pleadwell, Francis Duffy, Army Lynn. We got both of them.
Here we go.
Both balloon smugglers are in the stream
down,
here this morning.
Baby, double down.
Absolutely, absolutely. On the YouTube side at 6:33. Let me see. I had to break this up into pieces because of the buffering here. Rudy Rodolfo, the original Burger King, on this side. Thinking about fish sandwiches over at the place and
it's Wednesday.
Impossible. Yes, it is.
Good morning, Your Highness.
Yes, it is. So
No meat.
Okay, who's still doing that? Because I don't know. I know that there
The old
are.
ladies are listening.
Yeah, I know with the veils and the rosaries and everything. But I know that there's some people that they say this is the year I'm going to do all 40 days, all 40. I'm not going to eat rice. I'm not going to drink beer, and I'm not going to eat meat on Wednesdays and Fridays. And I'm wondering, how are you doing with this Catholic resolution that you've got? Are you still sticking to it? If you are, good. Absolutely good for you. Who else is there? Adult supervision from Malupang, Guam. I got Vern Bates, JW, Brian Areola saying good morning to Guam, and Bad Boy 671 Barbecue online with his half-a-day messages. Guam, USA is there, and MP Ogo, the other adult supervision, are on the YouTube side here this morning. You can climb in. Don't be afraid. I say any speaker, anytime, any screen, anytime. There are clearly some stability issues here this morning. As I said, it might come down to a plug pull reboot, but I can't do that until 10 o'clock this morning. So just as I said, when I see one or all of the streams go down, then I immediately leap into action and try to put things back on one by one. And I'll do that as long as it's convenient and as long as it's as visible as I endeavor to sort out what exactly is going on here. Anyway, 6:35. There's plenty of items on my table of contents. If you don't have anything yet, all you got to do is listen to the news with Charlie Hermosa, and maybe that will trigger some kind of response. Now, Simon Sanchez, by the way, is not on the list this morning. However, I do want to point out that we do have a jingle for Simon Sanchez. I'm absolutely in love with artificial intelligence, as you know. As you know, and I've got on the AI. I asked it to do a jingle for Uncle Si. Actually, it's done like 3 or 4 jingles for Uncle Si, and I think I might actually have one that he might approve, and I'll see if I can play that for you in just a little bit. In the meantime, 6:36 in the morning. Charlie Hermosa, what's the big deal? One of my stories here today.
Democrat Senator Joe St. Augustine and former Senator Dwayne St. Nicholas on Tuesday became the first gubernatorial team to file their candidacy for the 2026 primary elections. They filed their candidacy at the Guam Election Commission at 8:30 a.m. without much fanfare and no advance media announcement. Nevertheless, they were with family, friends, and supporters, both in person and online. Meanwhile, seas and surf are expected to build further later today, with surf possibly building to dangerous levels of up to 15 feet or more, according to the National Weather Services. Those dangerous conditions are connected to a weakening shear line and an area of high pressure to the north, generating strong winds across the Pacific north of 10 degrees north. Disposal of what's now estimated to be 2 million or more tires dumped at the old Dededo transfer station may soon go out to bid, with the Guam Environmental Protection Agency getting an early quote of about $4 million for the cleanup. That estimated cost would come up on top of the $14.5 million in federal funds already spent to clean up the old transfer station, which was shuttered in 2015. Design work for the agency's new headquarters in Dededo is ongoing, with the goal of wrapping up by July 2026. Guam EPA Administrator Michelle Lastimosa said at the meeting. And those are your local headlines. Back to Ray.
Burn them! Burn the tires. We got to get out from under this. I know. And one of these days, put Dave Sablon on the list. Find my Uncle Dave here.
Mr. Sablon.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's ridiculous that they would spend.
Shredder, Ray.
What's that?
I thought we had a tire shredder.
You ever seen it?
No.
Did you see it? Did you see the
Test
body?
drive it.
Every tire burns like a barrel of oil.
Sure does.
Every
Stinky,
tire
Ray.
burns like a barrel. No, don't worry about it. We'll put it, in Adeloop. The winds will blow the stinky
Blow
away.
it out?
Yeah. Over by the wastewater treatment plant that we've got in Agania. The idea that we'd sort out a way to dispose of these things without using the fact that tires are made of rubber and rubber burns just like oil. We should be turning that into heat. Take the heat, turn that into have it under some water, and turn the water into steam. Steam turns the turbine, and then we make electricity that way. It's not going to be ookadoo. It might not even mean even some of the smaller cabruses, but it will not be a waste. And once we've got that going, in addition to burning tires, we can burn the trash. You talk to the guys over at Solid Waste. They're going to have a meeting here before too much longer. They're going to be talking about closing down a couple of cells, which means they have to open a couple of new cells, and the cost to do one and the other is exorbitant. It's just crazy, and that's money that they're who's going to pay for that? Me. I'm not going to cover everything. I'm going to cover my share of it, but the prices are going to go up because of the cost of doing business there. So why are we warehousing trash and tires when we can just burn them? It's 6:39 in the morning. Ponder the concept while the commercials play.
Kim Anderson from Security Title here, sharing an important tip about how you own your property. Do you know that there are several ways to hold title? You can be a sole owner, hold title as community property with your spouse, as joint tenants with rights of survivorship as tenants in common, or even through a trust or LLC. Each option impacts inheritance, control, and how your property can be transferred in the future. Your family attorney can help you determine what's best to avoid legal issues and protect your investment. And when you're ready to record, call the professionals at Security Title. We are here to help.
Guam Regional Medical City proudly welcomes endocrinologist Dr. Joel Mark Rubio. Now seeing patients, Dr. Rubio provides specialized care for diabetes, thyroid conditions, hormone disorders, bone and weight concerns, and metabolic care in pregnancy, helping patients manage their health at every stage of life. As GRMC, we're growing our specialty service to make expert care more accessible for our island. Ask your doctor for a referral to GRMC Endocrinology. Call 633-GRMC or visit grmc.gu to learn more. GRMC, expanding expert care close to home. Got it. 640. Some things are worth the wait. Wendy's golden fried shrimp making a comeback for Lent. Crispy, golden, and served as a sandwich or a platter with rice and salad. It's smart, it's satisfying, and it's here for a limited time. The perfect Lenten meal only at Wendy's. I guess that means I got to start talking about traffic here. Drive to the conditions. As I came into work this morning, we had some driving rain, and that means that I've got all kinds of rain falling down from the sky naturally, driven by the winds. And we're going to see some spectacular winds here today. More on that from Landon Idlet in just a little bit. Like I said, up to 26 miles an hour, and that could make, for some people that are lousy drivers, interesting road conditions. So just be careful out there. Looking at the machine now, let me see if I can find some traffic. A little bit of traffic northbound on the way to Anderson Air Force Base. Looks like it's starting to get busy right around the Matagwak area, the Zigo Gymnasium and the Gain area. So expect some slowdowns getting into Anderson. A little bit of traffic over at Ukadu. Otherwise, it's not bad. You start turning the vehicle southbound. Most of the rest of Jigo and Dededo looking pretty good. No major traffic at Isangsong. No major traffic at any of the other intersections, Harmon Loop, etc. Looking at a little bit of traffic over at the intersection of 1 and 3 right now, but it's not crazy. Southbound from there, likewise looking pretty good as you make your way from Dededo and the northbound area into central Guam. You are going to run into some areas where there is going to be a little bit of a slowdown. The roadway between Micronesia Mall, 8, 10, and 16. You might see some traffic through there at this time. Wait a second, I got wonky stuff going on with the map here. Stand by. Let me just see if I can get some focus here. And a little bit of traffic over by the area where the Guam International Airport meets Donkey Village over in the Ripley Road there. Might also see some traffic over in the Kmart area as well. Southbound from there into the downtown of Gutnia looking pretty good. No major traffic on Route 8 that I can see right now. No major traffic on Route 4 that I can see. 10 is running fairly clear, and everything from downtown of Gutnia all the way to Big Navy and Sumai looking pretty sweet. You will run into traffic over at the main gate at NBG Guam. At 6:42, that's all the traffic you need on The Point.
Half Aloha Guam. Get ready to feel the island rhythm. The Half Aloha Concert Series Part 5 is coming to Ipoh Beach Park on March 6th. And the headliner is none other than J Boog. One epic night, live under the stars, singing every song with your friends, dancing to the beats island style. This is the concert everyone's talking about, and yes, it's worth it. Tickets are going fast, so lock yours in now at guamtime.net. Don't miss J Boog live on Guam March 6th. Half Aloha Concert Series Part 5.
Start your new year right with Subway's Fresh Fit collection. Built to fuel your day with better-for-you sandwiches. Each new Fresh Fit sub is packed with protein, stacked with a full serving of veggies, and under 500 calories. For a satisfying meal that won't weigh you down, try the ham and turkey stacker, clocking in at only 290 calories. Enjoy the light and filling turkey and ranch delight. Indulge in the craveable grilled chicken and avocado. Sink your teeth in the flavorful seasoned steak and avocado. Or go low carb. Turn any footlong Fresh Fit into a protein bowl. At Subway, eat fresh, feel good.
But I got to talk now? Really? Okay, let me see. What am I going to talk about? Kim and Ron and all the beautiful people over at Security Title.
It's the Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
6:44. It's Wednesday morning, and happy birthday to Vice Speaker Tony Add. I heard he's running. I heard he's running for governor. The rumor's true? The boy, he's supposed to. They're supposed to go and file today.
Did he pick up a packet?
He got. They pick a pack of pickled peppers. But they're supposed to be going today. That's according to the story in the Pacific Daily News. Otherwise, touting the San Augustine San Nicolas folks, the first ones to file their 2026 gubernatorial candidacy, and the headline goes on to read that Ada Calvo will be filing today.
Nice.
All right, so there it is. It's beginning to sort itself out. Once you got all the paperwork together with all the signatures and everything, and there should be a little bit of a pomp and ceremony. Among my favorite days were when I'd get a note here from somebody in the Gutierrez campaign. That said, all right, we're going to go and drop off our paperwork today at the Guam Election Commission. And the reason why it was always kind of a favorite for me was this back when the GEC was over at the GCIC building in Agana. And so they would show up with loads of people, literally hundreds of people that would show up, everybody parking on the beach side, and they'd go walk across the street, go up to the election commission when the elevators were working, and then give them the paperwork. And there was pomp and ceremony, the cameras everywhere, all kinds of people surrounded, family and friends and all of that stuff. And then they'd come back down, and we would have this almost a fiesta at in the pavilions across the street over at the place. I don't know. We don't have that here now, right? They moved the Guam Election Commission.
It's been hard.
So what the closest thing is we go have a little fiesta over at the Shell, the little miniature Shell gas station they got down there. That would be the place to do it. So everybody party. Loudspeakers, yes.
Trucks with signs on them,
Biba.
Trailers with signs.
And AI-inspired jingles. I'm not going to tell you who, but there's at least one campaign that was listening to this broadcast, and I played one of my AI songs last week, and the guy says, hey, that's actually pretty good. So he found the same software that I'm using, and had it write and then sing a campaign jingle. And first time
using your AI brain.
That's right. Use the AI brain. So when Simon Sanchez calls the radio station, what do we do?
Uncle Sam.
Right. Now I don't know how long you're going to be able to pull off the falsetto.
Yeah.
Because you're a growing boy.
I am, man.
So
they're going to drop any day.
I asked the AI to do a jingle for Simon Sanchez, right? So first of all, you got to learn how to do the prompts, because if you put Uncle Si as in uncle and then SI, the AI will go Uncle C. Uncle C. So you've got to throw in another word. So instead of SI, I put SIGH. No weird crazy puns intended there, Si. But that's how it worked out. So I'm going Uncle Si. and I'm going, maybe our favorite power guy, and this is what the AI was able to come up with.
Coffee cup, tool belt swing. Uncle Si pulls every string. Tractor slam, morning sky. Here he comes, our collar guy. Uncle Si, our favorite power guy. Hey, fixing all the buzz and blinking white. Flip that switch, the whole room comes alive. Uncle Si, our favorite power guy.
So that's one of them. That's one of them. And the way the thing works is it always gives you an alternative. There's a remix of it here.
Coffee cup, toe belt swing. Uncle Si pulls every string. Tractor slam, morning sky. Here he comes, our power guy. Uncle Si, our favorite power guy. Fixing all the buzz and blinking live. Flip that switch, the whole room comes alive. Uncle Si, our favorite power guy.
Yep. Our favorite power guy. Isn't that sweet? 6:49 in the morning. Anybody can do this.
so good.
So the software, as I said, is I want to make sure I get the thing right because I'm sure there's people in a variety of
It's
campaigns.
amazing, man.
Yeah, it's Suno. SUNO is the name of it.
Every room he walks out of lights up.
Simon writing in this morning, I sigh all the time. The jingle is longer than my interviews. I love it. So do the ratepayers. Thanks, buddy. But so if you're, I'm just saying, if you're running for office, there has not been. There haven't been a whole lot of really, really good jingles. And the last good jingle was "Hey La Morena" back in the day. So you go to Suno,
that's right, man.
SUNO, and let the Suno sort everything out for you. 6:49 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show, and interesting comments coming in from at least one person on the machine here says it's political suicide for Joe St. Augustine choosing Dwayne St. Nicholas as a running mate. But the guy's
come
Santa
on, man.
Claus. It's Santa
Yeah.
Claus, for heaven's sakes. How far off can you go?
They're
with
going to
the
take their shot.
universally beloved figure. Anyway, speaking of universally beloved, do I have one of the
Yes, you do.
any available idlet to explain what the hell is
He's
going on
not better than Uncle Si, guy.
with it? Do we need to make a jingle for him? Typhoon Twins always wins. Anyways, well, let me see if I get Landon idlet from the National Weather Service on the line. Brandon's done a great job while you've been away, by the way.
Yes, thank you. And I always expect him to do a fine job. He is the plan B for Brandon, so kudos to him for hanging in there while I was away. But I am back, and you're talking about politics, and I just got into the office and noticed a couple of campaign signs are down on the road, and that's due to the strong gusty winds we've seen overnight that just really built in right across Guam. We've seen that over the CNMI for the last couple of days, but now it's here on Guam. And I will tell you this, I'm not going to tell you who I'm voting for, but you're going to get a lot of bonus points from me with my vote if your signs can stand up to the weather. And some of these signs have not been doing that.
No. Thankfully, the wind's strong enough to knock them down, but not strong enough to throw them into traffic and somebody else's driveway and all of that stuff. So, yeah, certainly among the things that we've got to get concerned about when it comes to this time of year and political season. Got the satellite imagery up on the screen. I think I pulled this down about 6 o'clock this morning. So it's a fairly accurate representation of what's going on in our region right now. That shear line that we were waiting to drop finally has dropped and bringing weather to our part of the Marianas. Shane?
Yeah, that's exactly. We've been talking about the shear line for over a week now, that it could be quite a punch, and it's doing exactly that. We're looking at the Ipan buoy. That the seas and surf really shot up on the east side overnight. We're looking at combined seas of 11 to 12 foot, right, just on the east side, probably higher up in the road of Tinian and Saipan. So we do have a hazardous seas warning in effect for Tinian and Saipan, a high surf warning. Those are rare and infrequent for us outside of typhoon scenarios, but we do have that high surf warning in effect for East Face Reefs. That's surf of 15 feet or more. And so we're going to see those seas and surf cranking through today and to tomorrow and likely lingering into Friday and early into the weekend. So it is just not a good time to be out on the waters. It's going to be sloppy out there today. The Guam and Anderson airports have been showing wind gusts upwards of 30 to 35 miles per hour.
Wow.
Saipan, we saw some wind gusts up to 45 miles per hour this morning. So it's some areas, especially in the higher elevations, will see those stronger winds. And that's all with that shear line. This has been really pummeling our region with that bout of high pressure to the north and just a very large a large region of strong winds over the open oceans, generating those high seas and surf.
How long is this going to last?
That's going to linger. The worst conditions will be today and tonight into early tomorrow, but then things will start to wind down just a little bit. But we're going to see the breezy conditions, the gusty winds persist into the weekend. We might get another weak shear line pulse coming through this weekend, sustaining conditions, but not quite as significant as what we're seeing today.
Very, very interesting. The change, because I mean Sunday was looking pretty good, and I was kind of expecting things to get a little choppy late Sunday evening, but that didn't happen. Yep. Yesterday was looking fine. So we've got this for a couple of days. The forecast that Joe printed out for me, calling for mostly sunny skies tomorrow. Really?
Yeah, we're going to have to look at that very closely. It looks like things are going to wind down just a little bit as far as the weather is concerned, but the rainfall potential is most significant today, early this morning today, and through this evening. We have had a couple of flash flood advisories for the Guam this morning, including southern Guam, where they're getting the bulk of the rainfall at the moment. For northern Guam, not so much as the drips and the clouds, but we're going to be watching things closely. These shear lines are very unpredictable, and they can come in surges and linger, or they can dissipate in very quick time as far as what kind of weather conditions. So it's going to be very tricky, but watch it closely. Our forecasts are updated twice a day routinely or more frequently if needed on changing conditions. But watch it closely because this is just a banner shear line event for us this February.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm looking at the radar right now up on the screen. Fingers crossed that it stays up through most of this shear line event that we're talking about. And you're right. It looks like we've got a whole bunch of rain over the predominantly south part of the island here today. Any predictions on what we're going to see? Are we going to see some bamboo piling up in the culverts down south again?
You know, I was talking to the Melissa mayor the last several hours. I've been up since about 2:30 this morning when the rain started hitting the window in my room. But I've been talking with the mayor down there and just giving a heads up and a blow-by-blow update on heavy showers as they're inbounds. And I think we're going to probably see a good flush of water coming down to the Barson's housing area very soon, if not already, with some of those heavy showers pushing through. This does not look like it's going to be a Christmas Eve flood event down there in Molesso, which is the good news. The heavy showers are moving by pretty quickly, but we're going to have to watch things closely as things evolve and keep pushing over southern Guam or all of Guam, for that matter, as we go throughout today.
6:55 in the morning. Now, we're not the only ones with weird weather conditions. You know, the other day, Brandon and I were talking about the crazy weather that hit in New York, the nor'easter, and my understanding is it has ravaged certain cities on the East Coast and now moving up towards New England. What can you tell me? Traveling any time in February is always a lousy idea, but especially now with the crazy weather that they are experiencing in the mainland.
Yeah, you definitely want to check your flight schedules, your flight routes for any kind of weather impacts and delays or cancellations. They're still picking up the pieces and cleaning up. I think things are going to be moving pretty swiftly at the airports, especially the major hubs across New England. But that was a benchmark storm that's going to be going down to the history books. Providence, Rhode Island, I think the snowiest storm in the recorded history. So that's pretty significant on a lot of scales, especially for the whole of New England and the Atlantic coast area. The significant bomb cyclone, some people have called it the snow-a-cane. Lots of snow and hurricane-type conditions.
Yes, I heard that. Like high winds that are hitting these places, 70, 75 miles an hour?
Yeah, exactly. We're seeing some of those wind gusts along the Atlantic coast up in New England, up into the 70-mile-per-hour range, into the 80-mile-per-hour range. So significant coastal storm, that nor'easter, and that's what we have always called on the East Coast a winter's hurricane.
Absolutely crazy. As you say, stay close to your airline apps and make sure that you've got an alternative to sleeping in the airport. It is planes, trains, and automobile season in the United States. 6:57 in the morning. Landon, it's always a pleasure talking with you. Welcome back. Where did you go this time?
Likewise, I was up in Japan. I wanted to get my little taste of winter and some snow, and I got that up in the mountains over Tokyo and Nikko. Beautiful conditions up there, some snow. Canceled one of my flights, so I rebooked real quick, but made it there in time. So it was a good visit, good taste of winter. Now back in the fun and games with the weather out here. Joe, if you step outside in those winds, your hairline's going to recede. What hair you do have? Watch out.
Don't talk about receding hairlines with me. It's a bad topic. 6:57 and change. Just FYI, I'm not sure if you were in Japan at the right time, though, because in about 3 weeks from now, certain parts of central Japan will be seeing peak sakura, peak cherry blossom viewing time.
You know, I always miss that. And one of these days, one of these years, I'm going to catch it up there for that. But for us locally, we're going to have some peak viewing time for the lunar eclipse. It's going to be a total lunar eclipse for us on March 3rd. So next week, mark a calendar, March 3rd, total lunar eclipse across the Mariana Islands.
Really?
Yes.
Lunar eclipse, March 3rd. Okay, but remind me about that a little bit later on, and we'll talk. So, will I need to wear those special glasses?
You will not need special glasses for the lunar eclipse. The solar one, yes, but the lunar eclipse, it is safe for visible eye viewing.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Landon, I'll talk to you pretty soon. You have a great day. 888-825-888-TALK is the telephone number. What do we got? Comments on the machine here. Saritha Garan says, yucky weather, drive carefully. Andy Terlai's there. Arnis Adano Gomez says, good morning, Sir Ray Gibson, spelled R-E-Y. Thank you very much, Kababayan. Shout out to Run for Coffee crew from the Philippines. Nice. Sandra Regis is in the machine, checking in from, where's she? Australia or Alaska? It's one of those A places.
Alaskan.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Havaday Guam from Arnis. Good to see her online. Smug Wim talking about the AI songs. That's scary funny and cool. Tattoo Shauna says, I now have it stuck in my head. Oh, really? Should I play it again? Will that unstick it in your head? Let me see if the machine will still play. Yep. Well, that'll bring us into the news.
So they'll swing. Uncle Cycles every sting. Tractor slam. Morning sky. Here he comes. Our collar guy. Uncle Cy. Our favorite tower guy. Hey, fixing all the bugs and blinking.
Now the news.
A countdown in Washington. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News, as President Trump prepares to address Congress and the nation tonight. His second term's first State of the Union.
We are told that a large portion of the president's speech tonight will focus on the economy. He is going to make the case to Americans at home that with him in the White House and Republicans in control of the Hill, that they can achieve the American dream.
Fox's Aisha Hasni at the White House. Many other topics also likely, from immigration to Iran and Ukraine. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says the president will deliver a state of deception and denial.
Never in our lifetime have we gone into a State of the Union where the president's rhetoric and the country's reality are so far apart.
The top House Democrat has urged his caucus to attend the speech but sit in silent defiance. Nearly 50 Democrats plan a boycott instead, some attending protest events. A White House visit for Team USA, the men's gold medal-winning hockey players, in the Oval Office with the president hours before attending the State of the Union. The women's team, which also won gold, also invited to D.C. but not attending. An emotional plea from Savannah Guthrie on day 24 of the search for her 84-year-old mother, Nancy, as the family offers a new reward of up to $1 million.
Someone out there knows something that can bring her home. Somebody knows.
With decades experience in Guam and the region, Take Care members have access to the largest offering of free fitness classes and health education programs. Membership also includes the high-quality credentialed network of on- and off-island healthcare providers and the one-stop FHB Health Center and urgent care. Ask for Take Care. Call 671-647-3526. Go to takecareasia.com for more information. Take Care. Our island, your health plan.
The prosecution team remains in place in the murder case against accused Charlie Kirk assassin Tyler Robinson after a defense effort to disqualify them.
The defense is alleging a conflict of interest after learning that a prosecutor's daughter was in the crowd at Utah Valley University when Charlie Kirk was assassinated. That adult child did not see the shooting unfold, but was about 85 feet away from Kirk when it happened.
Fox's Ty Pyro, the Utah judge on the case, ruling today the defense failed to prove any conflict of interest. Robinson has not entered a plea, and there's no trial date yet. Kirk's widow, Erica, will be one of the president's guests for the State of the Union. Just getting word of a mass stabbing attack in Washington state. 5 people dead, including a 32-year-old suspect. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office says deputies were on their way to serve a no-contact order to that suspect when multiple witnesses reported he was stabbing people outside the home. Shots were fired after deputies arrived. No word yet on the identities or relationship between any of the people involved. Homeland Security just confirming 56 Coast Guard members kicked out of the service over COVID vaccine mandates have now been reinstated with back pay. A low-cost airline that hit financial turbulence is hoping to be part of summer travel plans.
Spirit Airlines says it's crunched the numbers and it's ready to exit Chapter 11 bankruptcy by late spring or early summer. The carrier's making changes, though, and it's expected to emerge as a smaller and more focused airline. It's reached a deal to sell a number of its planes, which will significantly shrink the footprint and will focus on higher demand routes. Spirit will also offer a new first-class style seating option. All said, the airline's cut its debt from nearly $7.5 billion to just over $2 billion. It's also keeping the door open for potential future mergers. Daria Albinger, Fox News.
Again, the Dow up 370, back over 49K. The S&P and the NASDAQ also in the green. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Some things are worth the wait. Wendy's Golden Fried Shrimp is back, and it's the perfect Lenten meal. Crispy golden shrimp made with quality ingredients. Served up as a warm sandwich or a healthy platter with rice and a fresh salad. It's a lighter, better option that still feels indulgent, but don't get too comfortable. It's only here for a limited time. Good decisions never tasted this good. Only at Wendy's.
Are you or someone you love struggling with mental health or substance use and facing legal trouble? The Mental Health Court offers a second chance. Through treatment, support, and accountability, you can turn your life around. If you're ready to take that step, we are here to help you succeed. To learn more, visit guamcourts.gov. Mental Health Court. Hope, healing, a fresh start. This project was supported by grant number 15PBJA22GG03040MENT, awarded by the Bureau of Justice Assistance, a component of the Department of Justice's Office of Justice Programs. Points of view or opinions in the project are those of the authors and do not necessarily represent the official position or policies of the U.S. Department of Justice.
Level up your fitness routine with Subway's new Fresh Fit collection, built to fuel your day with better-for-you subs. Each new Fresh Fit sub is packed with protein, stacked with a full serving of veggies, all under 500 calories. Give into the guilt-free pleasures of the new Fresh Fit subs only at Subway. Eat fresh, feel good.
Boss 104, The Point, Star 101, and Lotte Hotel Guam present the 2026 Island Wedding Expo. Mark the date, Sunday, June 14th. Join us as we showcase an abundance of elegant choices for your special day. Table spaces are now available, but hurry, they're filling up. If you're a business that caters to all things weddings, from coordinators, florists, cakes, photographers, and more, call 888-7346 and connect with Doris, Shanzi, Daryl, or Michelle. For more information about the 2026 Island Wedding Expo, call 888-RDIO.
News this hour is brought to you by AB Risk Solutions.
Half a day and good morning, Guam. It's 7:07. I'm Charlie Hermosa with a look at your local news on The Point. The Trump administration's top offshore energy agency announced Monday that it would cut its review time for deep-sea mineral lease requests nearly in half and scrap the regulations that required it to notify island governors and local governments about environmental concerns, just days before federal officials are set to face Guam's acting governor, Adelup. In a proposed rule published Monday, the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management said it wants to cut its decision deadline on unsolicited hard minerals lease requests from 45 days to 28 days, a discretionary move BOEM acknowledged since the federal law it operates under sets no timeline at all. Meanwhile, a bill to allow adults who are 21 years of age or older to obtain a full driver's license more quickly by bypassing the law that requires driver education classes was introduced Tuesday by Senator Therese Terlahi. Under Bill 281-38, those 21 and older would still need to pass written road tests and must have maintained a clean driving record for the previous 3 years to be eligible to skip the driver's ed course. According to a news release from Terlahi, enabling adults to be licensed sooner helps provide quicker access to jobs at a time when many Guam residents are struggling with rising costs of living. More news after this.
Boss, I got run over by a forklift.
Boss, I crashed a company truck.
What do we do? Our warehouse and inventory are gone.
Hi, this is Dave Silva from AB Risk Solutions, and it's time for Risk 101. Everything you just heard are examples of risk your businesses can face. Our job is to ask the hard what-if questions and teach you how to reduce your exposures and help you recover if things go sideways. We've got decades of experience in Micronesia working with businesses big and small. Call AB Risk Solutions today at 777-2668 for a free inspection and quote.
AB Risk Solutions, formerly known as Aon.
The Guam Election Commission has moved to dismiss the primary election lawsuit filed by Dr. Ron McNitch at the District Court of Guam. The commission is seeking to have claims against it dismissed with prejudice. GEC notes that the lawsuit challenges the constitutionality of the Guam's election laws and seeks relief that would require restructuring the election system, but argues that the commission did not enact those laws, has no authority to amend or repeal them, and is alleged to have taken no enforcement action against McNitch. Meanwhile, Cake the Fat, a signature event of Guam Payless Markets Community Foundation, marks its 30th year, and the March 14th event is shaping up to be one of the biggest yet. Registration for Cake the Fat 2026 is now open through March 13th up to 5 p.m. To register now, visit www.paylessfoundation.com. There will be no race day registrations, road closures. While there will be temporary road closures in Hagåtña surrounding areas on Saturday, March 14th, in support of the 30th annual Payless Kick the Fat 5K, 10K walk and wellness fair at Paseo Stadium. Road closures will be from 3 a.m. to 9 p.m. are also as follows. And those are your headline news. Back to Ray.
Yay! How much fun is that going to be? Real Joe, what did you decide you're going to be running? Are you going to run the 5 or the 10?
The 1. Isn't
The-
there like a 1 mile?
Like a 1 kilometer? Is that what you're talking about? Just 1K race?
Strip.
It's a Real Joe is going to be the winner of the 10-meter race. 7:10 in the morning. We'll keep harping on that. Again, this weekend should be. Is it the 28th coming up? Yeah, it is the 28th coming up. Is another running of one of the longest running half marathons on Guam. Is the Guam Running Club's half a marathon. And while I won't be towing up for it over the weekend, actually there's a couple of things coming up. One of them is the half a marathon. And the other one, running about the same time, is going to be, what's the name of that coffee place, Stand Your Grounds?
Yeah.
Yeah, did I get it right?
Yeah, I think so. Stand ground something.
Something, yeah. So the one over by Tom
Solid
Shea's old
Ground.
office, right? Solid Grounds there.
Yeah.
Over where Micropack Audio on one
you
side,
go,
Solid
yeah.
Grounds on the other. They're having another one of those free running club events. They've got an anniversary or something like that coming up, and so they want to do a free run thing. So it's possible. It's possible. I'm not going to say I'm going to do it, but what I'm thinking about doing is going and running my regular route down in Tumon, and then after that go and tow up over at Solid Grounds. And I'll tell you what, as a runner, it's a completely kind of different event, and I'll tell you why. Because it's a lot of gym people. It's the Steel Gym that they've got in the back. They partner up with them, so it's the you get a little bit more of a gym chick aesthetic.
Yeah, and I see them running with with the full vest, the heavy, the weighted vest.
Okay, so a long time runner, and I'm beginning to see a lot of that as well. People running with vests, and maybe there's hydration and stuff like that in there. Just it's just a little. You just need a little bottle of water. You don't need to carry all of that stuff. Is number one, it's extra weight. Number two, it retains your body heat, and it's hot. So if you don't need to, you should be wearing as little. It'll
drink your saliva.
It'll come out creepy, but I don't mean for it to come out creepy. But you should be wearing as few clothes as possible when you're out there. Guam is hot, and there's a lot of humidity out there, and so you should be dressing as little as possible while you're out there on the run. I know you got these outfits, the pretty Lululemon things that you want to wear, and you got the vest, and they got the headphones on, and it's just extra weight, and you don't need it out there. A little bit of water is going to take you a long, long way. 7 7:12 in the morning. Jerry Roberts is disagreeing. What's that, buddy?
That came out creepy. I'm sorry.
It's hard not to. You know, number one, I'm 63, old guy talking about people wearing less when they run. That was meant for guys as well. It was meant for guys as well.
That came out creepy.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can uncreepy the conversation.
Let me add, the Marine Corps. Have you ever seen the Marine Corps had we used to run with these little, the silk.
Silkies, yeah. What do they call it? Ranger panties is the
see something.
And that was, I actually loved them because it was really, really
I run with splits.
What station did I drive in?
93.3, The Point.
That's the point. Sorry, I was talking about running. No, because somebody asked me that. They sent me a picture of one of these, the catalog, an online catalog of running stuff, and they were like, "Okay, am I going to need this?" And I'm going, "No, you don't need it." Yeah, but I'm running in the half marathon. Yeah, there's water stops. About once every mile or 2 miles, there's going to be a water stop. Somebody will give you water, and if worse comes to worse, keep a couple of dollars on you, and then you can go to a gas station and get a glass of water and drink it there. Anyway, 7:14 is little as possible because it's hot and you don't need the extra weight. Anyway, where was I? Supposed to do the weather, right? Okay, just fast because we already had Landon on. Scattered showers and thunderstorms before noon, partly sunny, highs near 86 degrees if the sun comes out. East-northeast winds up to 21 miles an hour. We are going to see gusts around 26 miles an hour. What did Charlie say? They got gusts around 40 on Anderson Air Force Base this morning. Partly cloudy tonight, overnight lows of about 76 degrees. And believe it or not, tomorrow is supposed to be mostly sunny with highs near 86 degrees if we can get this shear line nonsense out from under our neighborhood. With the heat index, it'll feel like 90 degrees today, 50% chance of rain falling outside. I think it's 100 by now. And watch out for, now this is the other part, watch out for what's happening in the ocean. Be very, very careful if you're going in or around the ocean today because we got high surf advisory, coastal flooding watch warnings, flash flood warnings, rip currents, and all of that stuff. Seas up to around 15, 20 feet here. It will be a spectacle to go out and watch. Go stand on the beach and watch the spray hit the reef. That's always fun, but try to stay as far away as possible. We have had situations in the past where somebody gets a little bit too close and the waves hit and they get washed out to sea, never to be seen again. 7:15 and sunset tonight should be about 6:29 for those of you that are paying attention. There it is. News and weather together on 93.3. This is The Point.
Bundle smarter, work better. When you're running a business, every decision counts. Now's your chance to make one that gives you more. For a limited time, get hybrid fiber internet up to 1 gig for as low as $125 a month. Plus, get up to 6 months of free internet and free Samsung Galaxy earbuds when you bundle with Docomo Pacific. Ready to get started? Try our free bundles calculator by visiting info.docomopacific.com/radio25. While supplies last, some conditions apply.
Start your day with KFC's $5 breakfast deals. Choose the AM loaded platter, AM chicken rice bowl, or AM sausage, biscuit, and gravy. And now, enjoy a cup of premium Lavazza coffee from Italy with every meal. Head to your favorite KFC for our $5 breakfast deals and enjoy a taste of Italy with every sip. Breakfast is served from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. daily. KFC. Finger-licking good mornings just got better.
Ray Gibson Show being brought to you by the guys over at APL American President Lines, a global presence with a local home. And we've done it again. We've sold too many cars over at NissanGuam.com and the World Wide Web. Start there. Get yourself pre-qualified. There was a deal we were talking about, the 6 payments that Nissan will make for you. And it was a long list of vehicles that qualified for that. And I think it's a result of us talking about it all the time. I think they sold out on those vehicles. So while supplies last, I'll put it this way. While supplies last at NissanGuam.com, you can get them to take care of the first 6 payments on Frontiers and Pathfinders and Sentras. Likewise, they've got the same deal, a similar deal going on some other vehicles, but in these cases, it's the first 3 payments will be made on Kicks and the Rogues and the Armadas. And as I said, supplies are going fast, so while supplies last, go to NissanGuam.com, get yourself pre-qualified, and then go test driving today at Nissan.
The Coconut Wireless is back. The Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
7:17. Hope the buffering's not getting to you. I'm trying to keep an eye on the internets and all of that to make sure that our any screen, anytime, any speaker, anytime promise continues. But if you get some buffering on one stream, you're welcome to try out another one. We've got them all over the place. Rumble.com, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, ThePOINT.gu, X stream. We are now broadcasting on X. The Twitter. Used to be Twitter, now it's X. So if you are a member of the X family and you want to be able to hear what's going on, see what's going on, all you got to do is go and linger on that. There's a little banner over the top of your app that will show you what's live. So we're up there with the Rogans and everybody else that is. Well, I don't know, Rogans.
Ooh, the Rogans.
Feeds. I don't know. There's a bunch of. Let me just look at that real quick and see who else is sending live feeds up on the tweeters right now besides us. What's his name? The InfoWars guy is up. Fox News live. There's somebody talking about the Iranian Revolution live. And then, oh my God, Ray Gibson is hosting a live stream on the thing. Let me click on that and see how many viewers we have. It's a slow start. Okay, it's just me right now.
There we go. Momentum.
But it's the potential, right, Jerry Roberts?
That's how Rogan started.
One guy, right?
One guy.
Checking out the machine. So, I don't know. I was talking about this the other day. It's kind of interesting. You know, I can also set it up so that I can send a feed to Twitch and I can send a feed to Kick. And I don't know how I feel about that. Number one, I don't know how many people there are that invest time in Twitch or Kick, other visual medias that we've got out there. And I thought, well, that would accomplish it for people here. They'd be able to see me on that, number one, but it would also expose the program to other people from the outside. And I'm kind of curious on whether I want to go in that direction or not, Jer, because do we, because right now it's kind of indigenous, kind of native inhabitants, Guamanians, Saipanese, Chamorros from around here, maybe in the States. But what happens if we start appealing to a wider audience of people that maybe are not necessarily like into the Guam thing? Is that going to be good or bad?
It's always good.
It's always good. More eyeballs is always good.
To more eyeballs.
See, so I got permission from Jerry Roberts to continue to expose myself. It's 7:20 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show. What?
You need to monetize that.
Oh, monetize? Yeah. There's
like OnlyFans.
So here's
Excuse me. We were not talking about OnlyFans.
Oh, sorry.
The up down on that is and
your mother really needs to have a conversation with you.
There's the possibility of monetization, but you know how we got that the theme song in the beginning of the program, but we have that one there, and where everybody knows your name, and so those are copywritten tunes. And as a result of them being a part of the international copyright routine, they say they cannot monetize the program.
Because you did it once?
No, because I do it every day. Yeah, I play those themes every day, and every day I get a message from YouTube that says they can't monetize the video. I've got enough viewers. I know.
You need to stop doing that.
I'm stuck on, but I love the songs. I'm sorry, I can't. Anyway, Jerry Roberts is in the studio, and we got to take advantage. We got to milk his availability right now because he's eventually going back to States after he's done with the Live to Lead thing, and sold out show. Folks over at the Deuce that were able to find officially
sold out. They ain't no more room.
No stinking badges are going to be done tonight.
No, the last of the badges will be done tonight.
The last of the badges will be done.
I'm sorry. If you send your registration in today, I will have to turn it back to you. And I
cannot take any more people.
That's it. We are bound by the walls. They've moved them once for us.
Yep.
And that's it. They said no more construction, Jerry.
Can they do like smaller chairs or something?
We thought about it.
Did you think about this? It's just a stool.
No.
It's like the airline industry. Can you just
less leg room?
Yeah, stand up.
Yeah, well, we thought about that. We thought about the United model there, but we got a little pushback on that.
Anyway, 7:21. We'll talk more about that in a second. In the meantime, Jerry Roberts with this morning's Extra Point being brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank. Jerry?
Thank you, Ray. In today's topsy-turvy, insanely politicized world, the events of the day that dominate the news and social media can lead to stress, including workplace stress, and concern can turn to worry to fear, and fear to overwhelm. We feel we have no control and things are getting out of hand. Finding enjoyment and relief at work is crucial for maintaining mental well-being and productivity. We're going to dig into this next on the Extra Point.
Travel goals unlocked. Whether it's Korea in the summer or Japan in the fall, the United credit card from First Hawaiian Bank can help you turn your urge to explore into your next boarding pass. Apply by October 31st, 2025, and if approved, earn 45,000 bonus miles when you spend $2,000 within the first 3 months after account opening. Unlock your next adventure with the First Hawaiian Bank United credit card. It all starts with yes. Terms and conditions apply. To learn more, visit one of our branches or go to fhb.com/United.
Workplace stress can feel oftentimes overwhelming, especially when external events and news creates a sense of chaos. Are we going to war? Will troops be called up? Can crazy get even crazier? When you can't control what goes on outside, you look to control what you can inside and seek to put some fun and joy into your workday while managing stress effectively. So let me give you a few ideas here that might work for you. Number one, create a positive work environment. This plays a significant role in your mood. Personalize your work area if you can. And that will mean different things to different people. For some, it's photographs and plants or inspiring quotes. Others may opt for sports themes. Nothing from Seattle or San Francisco, please. Dodgers and Rams swag is cheerfully encouraged. Regularly brightening up common areas can also lighten things up. Have fun with it. Number two, take breaks and move around. Step away from your desk or workstation regularly. Short breaks enhance focus and reduce stress. Try incorporating physical activity like stretching, a quick walk, or like Charlie Hermosa does, 5 sets of burpees if you are so inclined. Movement releases endorphins, which can improve mood and release tension. A 5-minute breather can recharge your energy and make the workday feel more manageable. Number three, relationships matter. Building strong relationships at work can provide support during challenging times. Share laughs and experiences. Consider hosting team-building activities such as game days or lunch outings. Go bowling. Mix it up to encourage participation. If we can have fun together, we can work together. Number four, when stress mounts, you got to deal with it. Take a short break. Calm yourself. Use whatever methods work for you. Go online and find examples of how others relieve their stress. Don't wait for it to build until it's a problem. When you feel it coming on, you have to take action. Number five, maintain perspective. It's easy to be weighed down by negative events that are sometimes beyond our understanding and certainly beyond our control. Engaging in meaningful work and contributing positivity to others' lives can serve as a powerful reminder of the good that does exist. So remember, a little laughter and lightness can go a long way in transforming the workday into a more enjoyable and stress-free experience. That's the extra point. Get out there and make something good happen today for 93.3 FM, The Ray Gibson Show, and for First Hawaiian Bank. I'm Jerry Roberts.
I got you on all of those points, and you got to find something to smile about. And hopefully, in the midst of all of the crazy news that we dish out here on a regular basis, in between all of that, we might get a couple of laughs in, and and that's why we invented the concept of No Frowny Face Fridays. No matter what the news is, we're going to have a good time because it's a ramp into the weekend, and you get to spend time with your family and your friends and your best buddies out there in the world. And we're not going to slow down for any bad news on Fridays.
I wholeheartly endorse.
That's how we do that. 7:26 in the morning. What's the rest of your day look like?
Printing badges.
Yes.
Just prep. So the last day I try to do, I have a little training this morning with a client. And after that, it's just all prep for tomorrow.
Got it. Looking forward to it. And unfortunately, there's no more room in the inn for anybody to go and hang out with us.
But there's room for you. Coming.
Yeah. I'll be there. We've threatened to do this in the past, but
yes,
I've got people that have been asking me here at the radio station, when are we going to be able to go and check the thing out? And I said, okay, I'm going to get you in there, and you have to show up, and you have to stay the entire day.
And they said, only if you come, boss. And that's why you're coming tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm trying
Your name is on a badge.
I will be there wearing my badge proudly. 727 repping the Choice Broadcasting. In the meantime, we got a couple other things to take care of before we get into the news and the headlines with Charlie Hermosa. Want to see what's going on at the market. Have we managed to recover from where it was yesterday? Most of the market significantly down yesterday, and a lot of that has to do with the uncertainty, tariffs, and all of those kinds of things that kind of blew up over the last couple of days. But is there recovery? Yes, there's recovery. S&P 500 up by 52 points. That's a big day for them. NASDAQ picked up 236. Dow Jones recovered, but not they didn't pick up all the 800, 900 points that it lost yesterday. Dow is up by 370 points, back over 49,000. That's good news. I got the FTSE down by about 4. Nikkei up by 495, almost 500 points up for the Nikkei. Hang Seng Index down by about 500. Shanghai Index is up by 35 points, and the DAX off by about 6 points here today. Big winner, I'm going to call the NASDAQ as the big winner here. Thomson Reuters, Advanced Microsystems, PayPal Holdings, Constellation, and Intel Corporation bring up the NASDAQ. I'm going to, indulge me here. I want to see what's up with the S&P. Keysight Technology, Advanced Microsystems, PayPal on the S&P up as well. Constellation and FactSet Research are in the up. Breaking news, Dow closing more than 350 points higher as what? Software something. I'll go and look at that a little bit later on. In the meantime, all right, so what do we got for the commodities? Oil up down by about 4 cents, 66.27 for a barrel of West Texas crude. Gold at 51.78, losing about $50 worth of value from where it was yesterday. But silver continues to climb. Not heavy, it's up by about 70 cents, but $87.28 for an ounce of silver if you're looking at some precious metals these days. All right, doing some traveling like Brandon, going to Japan, 155 yen to the dollar. So a little bit weaker than it was yesterday. It was 154. Philippine peso at 57.68. Fairly flat. Fairly flat as the South Korean won as well, 1,441. Bitcoin. I'm going to say it's flat here because it wasn't off by that much when I got to work this morning. 64,004 yesterday. This morning it was 64,300. The real right now, real Joe Cruz number for Bitcoin is
64.5.
64.5. So roughly flat. It's just a little bit of oscillation up around that number. Is it time to start thinking about buying? Is it time, if you're holding some Bitcoin right now, to cut your losses and run at 64,000? Maybe considering you bought when it was in the 20s or whatever. Where are we now? 7:30 in the morning. About time for headline news with Charlie Hermosa. Okay, got it. News here being brought to you by the guys over at Burger King. It's Lent. They got a delicious fish sandwich there, but they've also got a delicious Impossible Whopper, 100% Whopper, 0% beef. Find that over at BK today because you rule. News also being brought to you by Pika's Best Realty, Havaday Realty, Joe D. and Libby and Saran and Auntie Loli. You got questions about what's going on with real estate, like how long will they let me go without paying for my property taxes? Apparently, they still haven't sent any of the notices out on the property taxes. Still maybe in the midst of some kind of technological hiccup there over at the place. And wait a minute, a point that I want to make: the sky is still not falling. People aren't paying their real property taxes because they haven't gotten the invoices yet. They haven't gotten told to pay, and so everybody's sitting on that dough right now. But the sky is not falling. The government of Guam continues to go.
Give the people back their money.
Rebate time, baby. It's 7:31 in the morning now with news and headlines. Charlie Hermosa, what's on your thing there?
Corta Captive Insurance Corporation is requesting an adjustment to its tax break application under the Guam Economic Development's Qualifying Certificate QC program. GITA Assistant Business and Economic Development Manager Matt Baza said during Thursday's board meeting. Baza said they're going to have to consult with legal counsel because the request was not part of the Cortex initial application that GITA board already approved in January. In other news, a teen will appear in person to testify in the upcoming trial of Nicholas Ingracio Damian Roberto, accused of sexually assaulting her multiple times and impregnating her when she was 13. Although he is charged and will be tried only for the incident that resulted in the child's birth, jurors may hear allegations that Roberto assaulted her 11 times. Meanwhile, the governor concluded meetings in D.C. Governor Leon Guerrero emphasized the need for policy that reflects island realities as she concluded her meetings with federal officials in Washington, D.C. The governor met with Interior Secretary Doug Burgum, director of the White House Office of Intergovernmental Affairs, Alex Meyer, and other White House officials at the 2026 Interagency Group of Insular Areas plenary session. And those are your local headlines. Back to Ray.
Oh, so that's what's going to happen. So now she's gone to D.C. and says, you got to play nice with us here on Guam, tip of the spear, all of that kind of thing. And so build me a hospital, fix my infrastructure, and take care of all the stuff I should have been doing for the last 7 years. Okay, got it. 7:32 in the morning. Real Joe's sending me stuff, and I'm sending stuff out there as well. Even though it's raining, there is still campaigning. Is that right, Joe? Yeah. So I've got a picture of this. John Savar is out there, looks like up around Dededo someplace, braving the weather. That will get you elected. That will get you elected here on Guam. Now, he's got ideas. He's got a platform that he's going to be running on. But there is still, even though, I mean, if you're new here, you probably don't get it. You just came in from the States and you're going, why are all these people standing around holding signs and waving? Is this some kind of a protest? No, it's election season, and people are out there waving in the heat in the afternoon and the rainy mornings like this because they want a job. And there is something about the humility of somebody that's asking you for a vote and out there raining. They belittle themselves, they humble themselves by standing on a street corner and waving at you and trying desperately to make eye contact with you so that you have that moment of a connection, and hopefully it's a connection that will last all the way until you get into the voting booth. And now you might be wondering, well, when is that opportunity coming up? When do I get to vote? You know, it occurred to me this morning that I always keep a running tally on things. I got a couple of count ups and count downs, and it occurs to me that I haven't had the opportunity to how do I want to say this? Drop a little shade on the powers that be around here. I was tempted yesterday, as I was driving through the downtown Agutnia area, making my way to Leo Palace for the tasting over at Okibi. It's going to be good. I'll give you more details on the street food deal that they've got over at Okibi in Leo Palace. But I passed by the Agutnia swimming pool. Closed now, and no, I didn't mispronounce it. I did mispronounce it, but I mispronounced it on purpose. In the last days of the Agutnia swimming pool, they had a couple of episodes where they had to shut it down, drain the water, clean the place out because somebody defecated in the swimming pool. This didn't happen once; it actually happened a couple of times, and then the second time, it took them a while to get back. In fact, they never did. 4,009 days. 4,009 days since the Agutnia swimming pool was temporarily closed back in the day. And since then, I've been able to use this count up as an example of how we haven't been able to manage our way back into the pool. Now, obviously, it had been like that for a long time. It's like anything else in the government of Guam. We didn't do a good job of maintaining the thing, and it had fallen into disrepair, older equipment, no access to the chemicals and things like that. And as a result of that, when it finally closed down, it closed down hard. And now when you pass by, and I was threatening to do it yesterday. I didn't have time, but I was going to pull into the decrepit parking lot that they've got there. And I'm not talking about the swimming pool parking lot. I'm talking about the parking area and the waiting area for the mass transit system.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. One guy, bush cutter, half hour. And the thing would look a whole lot better, but that ain't going to happen. So, but I wanted to pull into the swimming pool because the gate was open a little bit, and the windscreen was open a little bit on the gate, and you could almost see inside to the heavy equipment that's working. So it's 4,009 days since the closure of the pool. I might do a countdown. To July 4th, which is the anticipated reopening of the Agutnia swimming pool. It would be cool if I had somebody that knew a thing or two about construction to be able to look inside beyond the curtain and see, and give me an estimate on whether they're going to make the July 4th deadline.
And God bless America, our 250th.
Yes.
July 4th.
200, the semi-sesquicentennial or quincentennial of the United States of America will reopen the Agutnia swimming pool with firm instructions to mom and dads to make sure the kids go poop before they jump in the pool. Thank you very much. The other numbers that I'm looking at here, 161 days between now and the primary election. where we will sort out who is going to be repping the Democratic Party on the way to Adelup, or who is going to be repping the Republican Party on the way to Adelup as well. So it's 161 days until then, 252 days between now and the general election, where we'll pick who's going. All of us will decide who's going to be the jefe when it comes to running the government of Guam. And 312 days away, from the inauguration of a new governor of the territory of Guam, as well as the members of the 39th Guam legislature and mayors and CCU guys and Ed board members and all of that stuff. So that's the countdown there.
And so what is the legacy?
What legacy?
For the governor.
No
right?
hospital.
I mean, so she has 10, less than 10 months.
If you don't die, you'll live.
They can do it now. We could right now. The governor could, call the guys over in the drama department over at the legislature and say, get us ready for another dirt-turning ceremony. We're going to break ground, ladies and gentlemen, on a new hospital in Tamuning. On the site of the old hospital.
It's ready.
You could do it right now. You could do that today and then cement the legacy in. Why that hasn't happened yet, or why they're waiting out all this nonsense with the Attorney General's office, I don't know. I mean, just say, okay, we're going to do it in Adelup. Doug will, not Adelup, we'll do it in Tamuning. Doug will drop the charges, and then we can move forward and start the construction of the hospital with the $104 million worth of seed money that we've got, so we can start clearing things out and killing fire ants and rhinoceros beetles. 7:38, more of the Ray Gibson Show on the way.
Craving delicious dishes with local flavors? Look no further than Mezcla Bistro. From our juicy burgers to flavorful seafood and local fusion, every dish is made with love and the freshest ingredients. Join us for an unforgettable lunch, dinner, or decadent Sunday brunch. Visit us online at mezclaguam.com or call 671-479-2652 or 671-489-2653 to make a reservation. Mezcla Chamorro Fusion Bistro, a true taste of Guam.
Welcome back to Nissan Guam Deal of the Year. Okay, we have 2 contestants left. Phil, Jasmine, are you ready? Let's go.
Phil, you get to decide which you want Nissan Guam to make. 3 months or 6 months of your car payments on your next new Nissan vehicle.
Both offers sound so good. Let's see. I'm going for the 6 months.
Great choice. And you too can get your own Deal of the Year. See Nissan Guam first today.
Lent is about making better choices, so why not make a delicious one? Wendy's Crispy Fish is back for the season. Made with a quality pollock fish fillet, fried golden and full of flavor. Served as a warm toasted sandwich, or have a satisfying platter with fluffy rice and a fresh garden salad. It's a perfect Lenten meal that delivers, but it won't last forever. Available for a limited time, only at Wendy's.
Okay, got it. 20 away from the top. Yes, that commercial makes me hungry. You too. I mean, I tried to fast yesterday, but like I said, I went to Leo Palace and did a sampler on some of the chow that they've got there. It's street food is the concept. You know, the restaurant all the way at the end. You pass Tang and Tang, and there used to be a buffet thing, and you go all the way to the end, opposite side of the building than the bowling alley. Go all the way to the end. Okibe is the name of the place. Okibe, and I think you're going to like it if you've got a thing for if you've done some traveling and you've eaten street food, in various countries, and around here, Asian street food in particular. I think you're going to like it. There was a bunch of stuff that I had that I absolutely loved. And place very, very subtle flavors. They didn't overdo it on anything, but still super, super tasty. And nice people working there. Elton will take you to your table and get you a drink. But I think the star is going to be the food. They're doing tastings. And there might be 1 or 2 more soft deals that are going to be coming. I'll let you know when they're going to be open so that you can go in and check out the fairs. I want to say that it will be something like... if you're familiar with the concept, kind of Japanese izakaya, so you go in there and you have a couple of drinks and some water and whatever, and then you order this and that and that. So lots of different flavors that you can have in front of you at the same time. Somebody in the kitchen will rue the day because there's going to be a lot of plate washing, but that's all right. So you get a chance to sample all kinds of different things. I wish I was better with the names. I've got the menu. I wish I was better with the names because then I'd be able to say some of the food they have and some of the places that they have. I was eating yesterday with somebody that goes to Korea all the time, and they were raving about something that they were serving there. I'm not going to remember the name, and they said it tastes just like Korea. You know, you go to some of the places around here, and it's just, it's like what we get in Korea, but it's not the same. They were raving about the presentation over at Okibi yesterday. Anyway, 7:42 in the morning. Portions of the broadcast made possible by Take Care and my friends over at Beyond the Box. You're looking for a new iPhone? They've got have been restocked. Number one. Number two, put your name on the list for the M5 Mac Minis. Those are going to be in very, very soon, and it's all the latest and the greatest. There's a sale going on right now. You get a discount on the Air Tags. I think it's a $10 off or something like that on the Air Tags because they want to make room for the new Air Tags that they have just released out of Cooperstown or wherever it is they're from. Anyway, 7:43 in the morning. That's Beyond the Box time. On the screen, I got the kind of soggy weather look from over at Pirates Cove, kind of a gray seas and a gray sky outlook. Hopefully, we'll get some sun in the mix before too much longer. In the meantime, we're going to find out what's going on your roadways at 7:43. Is there traffic where you are? You know, you can always call in and let us know about accidents and speed traps and the like. All right, so ugly traffic this morning because it rained, and you know how we are after it rains. Traffic up around Anderson Air Force Base, as usual. You turn the car in the other direction. Traffic over at Ipao, as usual. Sengsong is running fairly clear. Just a little bit of intersection traffic on Lecce Machache, and for some reason, more traffic than usual on Route 3 trying to get to Marine Corps Drive. And if there's so much traffic that's backed up at Ipao and on Route 3, that generally means that the traffic in and around the Micronesia Mall area looks smooth, and it does right now. So you're going to get intersection traffic in all of the usual spots from the Micronesia Mall all the way into the corridor that takes you over to places like Donkey Village and Kmart. You are going to find some traffic at those intersections. A little bit heavy over places like ITC building and the Donkey intersection, but not terrible, not terrible. 8, 10, and 16, busy on the Route 16 side, busy on the 10 side. Not a whole lot of traffic on Route 8 until you get to Santa Fe, but expect some delays around Super Happy Mart and the Wendy's intersection. A little bit of traffic over at 10 and 15. That intersection heavier on the mayor's office side, and it's busy over in Ta'i, Apicento Gardens intersection, and the usual spots between Ordot and Afami Sinahanya. Southbound Marine Corps Drive from the downtown Agutnia area all the way to Polaris Point, looking pretty good. Once you get to Polaris Point, it doesn't look pretty good anymore. Slower than normal traffic from there all the way to the main gate of Naval Base Guam. It's 7:44. That's all the traffic you need on the point. Get your hands on our long-standing favorite at Burger King, the classic original chicken sandwich. The original chicken sandwich features a lightly breaded chicken patty topped with fresh, crisp lettuce, creamy mayonnaise served on soft, elongated sesame seed bun. Have it your way by adding cheese, crispy bacon, and barbecue sauce. Make it a meal with jalapeno bites and a refreshing Coca-Cola. BK's classic original chicken sandwich, available all day at BK. You rule. Chuman Bay, Micronesia Mall, Agutnia, and the airport. For all your real estate needs, call the professionals at Hoffaday Realty. Jody, Saran, Libby, and Lolita, and they'll take care of you on every step of the real estate process. No worries. Just contact Hoffaday Realty at 588-4232 or 588-HOFFA, or email them at hoffadayrealty@gmail.com. They're at 426 Challenge San Antonio, Suite 204 in Tamuning. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 4. Hoffaday Realty for all your real estate needs. Yay, 7:45, Ray Gibson Show being brought to you by the guys over at Subway. There's one near you now, and if your resolution, whether you're stuck with it or not, was to lose some weight, then this is the place where you need to go, especially if you're working out. If you're working out trying to maintain your muscles, one of the things that you need to have in your diet every day is lots and lots of protein. Well, they've got that in a bunch of sandwiches they've got in the Fit Fresh menu over at Subway, loaded with protein, loaded with flavor, not loaded with a lot of calories. In fact, under 500 in some cases. Are you curious? Are you hungry? Think about Subway.
Rediscover talk radio here. Your FM News Talk Superstation. This is The Point.
Well, what's the point? This is the point. There you go. 888-8255, 888-TALK. What have I got? A bunch of comments on the Facebook side and YouTube side. Andy Terlahi talking about attorney Peter Santos. Says, is Peter Santos so Democrat when he talks about Doug Moylan like Chuck Schumer talking about President Trump? You get that? Dude, okay, Andy, I don't think it's personal. I might be wrong, but it certainly is lawyerly. There's phrases that lawyers will use, especially when they're combative in the courts, that you and I would never in real life say to each other. There's a certain kind of demeanor, and they don't have a problem calling somebody out and saying, "Oh, not only is he a crook, he's a effing crook," and is diabolical. Words like that they use in court to describe each other, and that's what we're seeing here on the Facebook Live and the YouTube Live and some of the comments. You can take it personally if you want to. If Dougie's your guy and it bugs you when Peter goes on his tirades. Oh, and just a thing. I mentioned to Peter the last time he was on the phone with us. Yeah. I'd mentioned to him that they got to do something about the abandoned vehicle over in front of the public defender's office.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how, what, when, who, or why. Is it possible that my mere mention of the abandoned white pickup truck in front of the old public defender's office up in Sinania, is it possible that my mention moved somebody, inspired somebody to get the job done and to get rid of it because it's gone? It is gone.
Oh, yeah. Stolen. It's been stolen, Ray.
Was it stolen?
I'm pretty sure, man.
Was it attended to by the proper authorities?
I hope so.
Recognizing that it was a blight in the community and should be removed post-haste. I don't know. As the same way that, my mere mention of an abandoned vehicle in EPAL moved Regine Bisco-Lee over at the Guam Visitors Bureau to have DPW work with the Guam Police Department to identify the vehicle and remove it from its current location, making room for another abandoned vehicle, no doubt. Nice, yeah. Where was I? 749. Who's on the phone now?
It's the Peter Speeder.
Oh?
Santos. Waive the reading of the indictment.
Yes, we'll waive that for the jury now at this time. Buenas noches, Pedro.
Buenas. It's like Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. When you mention my name, I'll appear.
It's okay. No, I just Andy was talking about it, and just suggesting that you sound like Chuck Schumer going after President Trump when you go after Doug Moylan.
Well, to be clear, the Attorney General's supposed to be nonpartisan, even though on Doug's profile he puts that he's Republican, that's an election violation. But that's neither here nor there. But going back to the abandoned vehicle. Ray, that was our mobile command post. That was where we had our appointments with our clients.
I'm sure of it. Yes. I'm sure there's more than one or two of you. You don't really want them inside at the public defender's office, and then when they leave you do an inventory, make sure they haven't stolen any pens or computers or laptops.
Well, our offices have been burgled in the past.
Sad.
Yeah, and it was just our own clients, but anyways.
Wait, hold on. What is this thing that Tom Fisher's in a newspaper about today?
I haven't had a chance to pick at the news today. I get the kids ready in the morning, I drop them off, and then I make my way in and I listen to you exclusively.
Oh, you're the man. No, he's got a story here about public defender had clients testifying against another. So one client was not forced, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, that's my client. Yeah. So. Anyways, my client was a key witness against his client, and so that's what happens in the criminal justice system. There's nothing, unusual about that.
Well, isn't that what they do in police when people get arrested in pairs? They take one guy in one room and another guy into another room, and they try to see if the stories match up.
Yeah, he has his client's interest in mind. I have my client's interest. and if his client's going to throw my client under the bus, then my client's going to come in and clear his name.
Likewise. Okay. Sounds. Again, as I said, the language that is being used, it is completely in line with lawyerly language. If you don't sit in the courtroom and hear the prosecution going after the defense and the scumbag clients and all of that stuff, you don't realize that there's harsh language that can be used sometimes.
Oh, yeah, because we're going to be talking about motives, and we're going to be talking about people's, personalities and characteristics, and sometimes anger and all that. And so in order to get the jury a complete and clear picture, we have to, tease out all those facts and evidence for the jury. But yesterday, we got another acquittal of a drug distribution charge, but I'll leave that for later. The reason why I'm calling is today at noon, I'll be on a podcast with the Fanatu group.
Okay.
And we'll be talking about repatriation of people back to the Marianas. It's a theme that I've been hearing and seeing in other circles. Some of the politicians have been talking about it. Some local professionals have, been talking about it. Doctors and engineers and stuff like that have come back home to the Marianas, whether it's Guam or the CNMI. And so we're just going to have a healthy discussion about that during the lunch hour today.
Wait. So are we pro or con? Do we want people coming back?
We want the right people coming back.
Well, how do we vet that? Years ago, I attended and broadcast from San Diego, California, and it was an attempt by some clever minds here to go and let people in California specifically know what was happening on Guam and the buildup opportunities at the time. I mean, we were talking about the beginning of the military buildup, et cetera, and very, very interesting conversations. We had all of the movers and shakers from the Marines Joint Region were out there. There were voices from Washington, D.C. that came out. And the idea was to find Chamorros that were in that area, in that geography, and try to inspire them now that they have lived in the States and maybe gotten some great experience and some work under their belts to come back to Guam so that they might participate in the new economy of the military buildup. And there's more than one or two people that did manage to figure it out and put everything in a container and come back home.
Absolutely, and we're going to be talking about the census numbers over the decades and what we can glean from that. Also, Ray, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but there is an American repatriation program where U.S. citizens who are in foreign countries can get assistance to come back to America, but it's a very meager program because they only help you for 90 days, and then it's a loan. It's not where you get free food and room and board, and then you're back in the United States and everybody's happy. You have to pay everything that they give you. You have to pay it back within 30 days. So I don't know how much of a enticement that is, but it exists. That's the point.
Well, I don't know. I mean, depending on where we're talking about repatriating from. I mean, if you're talking about old retirees that are living in Manila or Thailand and Vietnam and places like that, I think there would need to be a whole lot more by way of enticement. What are you talking about? Leaving my beautiful beachfront property with my 20-year-old Pinay bride? Yeah, I think you need to really work on that.
Yeah, it wouldn't apply to those guys anyways. It would have to be someone who's in danger, or sort of like an asylum type situation.
Yeah.
Where they're endangered over in Peru or Venezuela or
Mexico,
places like that.
If you've been paying attention to Mexico and the Civil War that erupted over the unaliving of La Mencha, something like that. Anyway, 7:56. Some interesting stuff. So is that a live podcast, or where will that be available at?
It's just on Facebook. It's Fanatu, which is the Chamorro word meaning rise up. And they've already had about 400 episodes. It's been around for a few years. I've been a guest on the podcast probably a dozen times.
Okay.
But today we're going to talk about repatriation to the Marianas.
I think something along those lines would be welcome. You start talking about the census, and I was going to tell you this when you brought that up. When you talk about live births, have them see if there's a way that you can get the information where it strips out Micronesian residents of Guam and birth tourism Koreans. See if you can get that number.
But then there's also the sad fact that the highest demographic on Guam that I guess terminates pregnancy is Chamorros.
So that more to my point, because I asked AI to do a little bit of that with the available information, and they were talking about how the census numbers should be improving because of the birth rate that we have on Guam. But as I said, if we remove our immigrant community and the birth tourism, it's pointing to the fact that Chamorros aren't making as many babies as we used to. You and I grew up in a time where a family with 2 or 3 kids was a small family. You got families 10, 11, 12 kids back in those days.
My mom is one of 12 and my dad is one of 18.
That's and currently how many do you have? How many have you managed to spit out that you know of?
That I know of, 7.
Well, you're not doing so bad. You're not doing so bad. So but the trend has been.
My part, Ray.
Thank you very much. The trend has been moving down. We gotta come up with some kind of a program. Like clean up the island, number 1, and make more Chamorro babies, number 2.
Está
amigo. Closing in on 8 o'clock in the morning, 888-825-5888-TALK. On the screen, if you're watching, it's he's, in addition to being a lawyer, he's a pretty handy guy and has provided, and we talked about this the other day, he's got these little paper plate, napkin, knife and fork and spoon holders.
What is he, a carpenter, Ray?
Like Jesus.
And he uses repurposed wood.
He uses repurposed wood.
Yeah.
So I'm just... So you can see his work whether you're a Blas Okada fan or a Tony and EJ fan, because he's done both of them. Both of the campaigns have got some of the tools that he has created. I don't know. I don't throw parties big enough to need one of those things that takes up the entire table. But it would be nice to have something along those lines. Maybe when we get together, a little choice broadcasting parties or whatever. Did I get a new? Somebody sent in another jingle for Cy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it good?
It's all right.
It's all right?
Uncle Cy, then clap, clap, clap.
Can I play it?
You can.
Hold on a second. Let me find it in the machine here, because I think I might have sent it to, this as well. What have I got here? 40 seconds to go. Okay, let me see if we can squeeze as much of the Uncle Cy tribute in this morning.
Uncle Cy, Uncle Cy,
Oh, very short, yeah.
Uncle Cy.
Excellent. Nice. 7:59. And this word here, they adjusted the light backup traffic at Laddie Heights. Wait a second. Does that mean that there is more traffic on Laddie Heights than there ever was before? I'll take a look at that on the other side of news from the Fox Radio Network. Charlie Hermosa coming up with his newscast after that. Stick around, Brown.
Go big. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. House Speaker Mike Johnson says that's what he told the president ahead of tonight's State of the Union address, that he should sell what Republicans have done.
When we are sitting in a country right now where inflation and gas prices and crime are going down and paychecks and tax refunds are going up, you have a secure border again, you have a restoration of peace through strength, we're respected around the world again, solving wars along the way.
Democrats couldn't disagree more.
Costs have gone up, job creation has gone down, and ICE is totally out of control.
Though House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries has urged his caucus to attend the speech and sit in silent defiance, 70 Democrats now plan a boycott instead, with some attending alternative protest events. New Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger will give the formal Democrat response tonight. You can listen to live coverage of the State of the Union beginning at 8 Eastern tonight at foxnewsradio.com. On day 24 of the search for Nancy Guthrie, her daughter Savannah announcing a new reward, appealing again for anyone with information to reach out.
We are offering a family reward of up to $1 million for any information that leads us to her recovery.
The Today Show co-host says the family still believes in a miracle and that her mom can come home, but has also accepted the fact she may never return. A deadly mass stabbing attack under investigation in Washington state. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office says 5 people are dead, including the suspect. Deputies were initially responding to reports that a man was violating a no-contact order. When they learned the order wasn't valid because it had not been served on the suspects, they were en route to serve it when they got additional reports he was stabbing people outside a home near Tacoma. America is listening to Fox News.
Stay cool all year round by checking out Johnstone Supply for your HVAC and refrigeration needs. Located at 170 Guerrero Drive on Picanell Road in Tamuning, call Johnstone Supply today at 671-649-0581. That's 671-649-0581. Open 8 a.m. to noon and 1 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Open Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. and closed on Sundays. Stay cool with Johnstone Supply.
To decide which you want Nissan Guam to make 3 months or 6 months of your car payments on your next new Nissan vehicle.
Both offers sound so good. Let's see. I'm going for the 6 months.
Great choice! And you too can get your own deal of the year. See Nissan Guam first today.
.com.
A shelter-in-place order is lifted for U.S. tourists in Mexico after the Mexican Army's attempted capture of a drug lord led to multiple cartel deaths and cartel clashes with police.
A lot of people have been trying for 2 days to get out because of the violence here, including one man who got caught in a gunfight while he was trying to play a simple round of golf.
Smoke all around us. It was all the cars were going on fire. Then we had the explosions. They had machine guns going off all around us.
A lot of the senior tourists we talked to said they got dropped off by vans from their hotel at an event, like a monument or a museum. And then the cartel members seized the vans, lit them on fire. So you had a lot of elderly tourists really stuck until the middle of the night, hoping for a police escort back to their hotels. A lot of people here been through a lot, eager to get home.
Fox's Steve Harrigan in Puerto Vallarta. A bill aimed at requiring locator systems for aircraft to help prevent mid-air collisions fails to pass the U.S. House. It was proposed after last year's deadly crash near D.C. involving a regional jet and an Army helicopter, a competing, more comprehensive bill than a different version which had passed the Senate. President Trump settling a lawsuit with the estate of singer Isaac Hayes over use of the hit song Hold On, I'm Coming without permission during his campaigns.
The estate filed the copyright infringement lawsuit in August of 2024, alleging the Trump campaign used the song in videos and at campaign events during his 2020 and 2024 presidential bids. The announcement was made by Hayes' son, Isaac Hayes III, on X, saying in part, the lawsuit has been mutually resolved and we are satisfied with the outcome without disclosing any monetary details. Hayes, who died in 2008, co-wrote the song that became a 1966 hit for soul duo Sam and Dave. Sam Moore, one half of the duo, who died last year, was against the lawsuit. Shel Polino, Fox News.
Wall Street rallies, the Dow up 370. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
APL, global presence with a local home. APL is a U.S. flag shipping company, delivering from the U.S., Asia, and Europe with weekly arrivals to Guam and Saipan. Our local Guam team is committed to serving all your logistical needs. Call us at 588-4651 or visit apl.com.
Can you hear that sizzle? That's the sound of Okibi. Now at Leo Palace, we're bringing you the boldest street food flavors from all over Asia. Spicy skewers, crispy bites, total deliciousness. Follow the smoke to Okibi at Leo Palace. Your taste buds will thank you. Okibi is coming March 1st.
Boss 104, The Point, Star 101, and Lotte Hotel Guam present the 2026 Island Wedding Expo. Mark the date, Sunday, June 14th. Join us as we showcase an abundance of elegant choices for your special day. Table spaces are now available, but hurry, they're filling up. If you're a business that caters to all things weddings, from coordinators, florists, cakes, photographers, and more, call 888-7346 and connect with Doris, Shanzi, Daryl, or Michelle. For more information about the 2026 Island Wedding Expo, call 888-RDIO.
News this hour is brought to you by Family Finance.
Have a day and good morning, Guam. It's 8:07. I'm Charlie Musa with a look at your local news on The Point. Vice Speaker Tony Atta and Senator Jesse Lujan on Tuesday grilled Guam Visitors Bureau officials about what they deemed slow rollout of the airline incentives program to help save tourism now that GVB has already received $7.5 million of the $10 million that lawmakers appropriated months ago. GVB officials said that while they have so far actually spent $62,000 for the Philippine market, they have already committed a total of $9 million to the Korean and Japanese markets. Some 297,000 visitors have touched it down on Guam from the start of the fiscal 2026 in October to the end of January, according to data shared by GVB Director of Tourism Research, Christian Valencia. GVB continues to hope for a return to 1 million visitors before the fiscal year ends on September 30th. In other news, IT&E closed down its Agana Shopping Center retail location after 20 years of service to the community, the company said in a media release late last Tuesday. The closure was effective Sunday, February 22nd. While the decision was difficult, it reflects IT&E's continued commitment to enhancing the overall customer experience, the company said. IT&E said that its larger flagship store along Marine Corps Drive in Tamuning and its remodeled Micronesia Mall store provide more space, ample capabilities, and a seamless service experience for our customers. It said the decision to close the Agana Shopping Center location is part of its broader strategy to modernize how it serves the community. More news after this.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they will continue to be there for you in the years to come. Whether you're looking to get a personal loan for that family vacation or paying off those long overdue bills, Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $4,000 by calling Family Finance in Hagåtña 475-4545 or Dedido 633-4473. Family Finance.
The retrial for Rudy Ferguer Kanata, who is convicted of the 22 killing of former Humatic Mayor Daniel Sanchez, now has a new start date. Superior Court Judge Vernon Perez on Monday scheduled a jury selection for March 25th after months of procedural delays. The trial was originally set to begin on February 26th, but was pushed back due to the ongoing medical leave of lead prosecutor John David Griffin and scheduling conflicts for Kanata's defense attorney. Meanwhile, more than 50 parents and their children filled Cinema 9 at the theaters at the Micronesia Mall on Saturday as part of a pilot program by the Office of the Attorney General to get families together. Attorney General Douglas Moylan and his office want non-custodial parents and their children to spend more time together and hosted a free movie event to watch Minecraft movie. Besides the free movie ticket, the event came with popcorn, drinks, coupons to visit Gamebox, Playworks, and Lollipop. Non-custodial parents who have child support cases with the AG's office were eligible for the event. And those are your top stories here on The Point. Now here's right back.
I'll get around to that. I'll get around to it. At 10 after 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm looking in my WhatsApp for a couple of things. Simon Sanchez wanted a copy of that very, very short jingle that the guy made. Yeah. I don't know who made it. Normally, when there's things, people send stuff to the meme machine, there's something like an identifier, but in this case, it's just a string of numbers. So I'm not sure who we can attribute the now successful launch of the new Simon Sanchez jingle. But give me a name so I can say thank you very much, because Simon's very, very happy with that. He likes it short and sweet as it was. But I was looking specifically for a beep that I got last night in my WhatsApp that was talking about a rumor. Okay, let me just start by saying it is a rumor. I have no way to substantiate this at this time, but it referred to one telecom company here on Guam buying another telecom company here on Guam. And the rumor is that GTA is going to buy IT&E.
Or as we call it, there was chatter.
Chatter.
There
Yes, there was chatter in
around.
the machine, chatter in the wire about this. Now, I like I said, I got one beep on it last night, and then you said you got a beep on it today, right?
I did.
Yeah.
did.
So there's
But
somebody.
we know a guy, don't we? We know a guy. that's
I
in
know
the
guys.
the
I know
telecom,
guys.
right?
I know guys, but I know Ricky Delgado well enough to know he's not the kind of guy.
Is it Bob into Bob Kelly?
But well, we could probably ask Bob, but I don't know. He doesn't strike me as the kind that sells off assets. No. And you had a story there about the guys over at IT&E closing down the Agana Shopping Center location, and I'm sure that there's people that maybe they're putting all of that stuff in their head and saying, okay, if this is happening, then is something else happening?
Right. Just a restructuring. I mean, that's the way I'm looking at it. But I mean,
well, they
and
don't need that anymore. They got the new spot in Marine Corps Drive. It's huge, and it takes care of just about everything. And the other locations that they have. Incidentally, you can also go to IT&E in Harmon and go and shop there. They've got a store that you can do store stuff in the location, in the headquarters location. So I don't know. Yeah, chatter maybe. So there's rumor going around, and if it's true, I want you to say that you heard us talking about it first. I heard exclusively on the Ray Gibson show. But what was it? What was the other rumor that somebody floating around and said that something big was going to be closing, and then we get a telephone going, no, we're not going to be closing. Everything is going to be okay. I think it was Tumont Sands. I think that was the deal. Anyway, so 8-12. It's a volatile market that we live in right now with Guam, everything happening or not happening in the economy, and there's tons and tons of rumors, hard to substantiate. But now that I've got it out in the open, maybe somebody will, with some inside knowledge, reach out to me and tell me what's into what. Is there a there? Because the community wants to know. 8:13 on Ray Gibson Show. Scattered showers and thunderstorms before noon. It says. And partly sunny with highs near 86 degrees when it stops raining. Let me get the radar image. I didn't go outside, so I don't know what's going on. Real Joe, what do we have happening outside?
Still rainy.
Still rainy?
Yeah.
Kind of soggy weather. I'm
Yes,
looking
sir.
at the radar imagery right now and showing a fairly clear picture of parts in the south of Guam that might be under some heavier rains and cloud cover at this time. Last images I got from Jeff over at Pirates Cove, rather soggy conditions and gray skies out there. So that might be in the deal until the sun actually comes out for work. And partly cloudy in the forecast for tonight. It says tomorrow we get mostly sunny skies. That's good news here. Highs near 86 degrees tomorrow. Partly cloudy tomorrow night. Mostly sunny again on Friday. So maybe all of this, now that the shear line has dropped, leaving room for other cleaner weather to start coming into the Marianas Islands. With a heat index today, we'll feel like only 90 degrees. As I said, a 50% chance of rain, 100% perhaps in the south. Rip currents, high surf advisory, coastal flooding watch, flash flood warnings, etc., because of all of the additional rain that we're getting right now. But it's the coastal flooding and the heavier seas that is of a concern right now. Go by all means, if you can find some place where it's clear enough you can just sit out there on the beach and watch the big waves hit the rocks. Awesome, but don't go anywhere near the big waves hitting the rocks. The sunset tonight should be about 6:29. That's it. News and weather together on 93.3. This is The Point.
Craving delicious dishes with local flavors? Look no further than Mezcla Bistro. From our juicy burgers to flavorful seafood and local fusion, every dish is made with love and the freshest ingredients. Join us for an unforgettable lunch, dinner, or decadent Sunday brunch. Visit us online at mezclaguam.com or call 671-479-2652 or 671-489-2653 to make a reservation. Mezcla Chamorro Fusion Bistro, a true taste of Guam.
Kim Anderson from Security Title here, sharing an important tip about how you own your property. Do you know that there are several ways to hold title? You can be a sole owner, hold title as community property with your spouse, as joint tenants with rights of survivorship as tenants in common, or even through a trust or LLC. Each option impacts inheritance, control, and how your property can be transferred in the future. Your family attorney can help you determine what's best to avoid legal issues and protect your investment. And when you're ready to record, call the professionals at Security Title. We are here to help.
Thank you so much, Kim. 8:15, Ray Gibson Show, being brought to you by APL American President Lines, a global presence with a local home. And my friends over at Wendy's, choose wisely, choose Wendy's. The Wendy's crispy fish is back in time for Lent. High-quality pollock fish fillets caught by Eskimos in Alaska, and then they golden fry it until it is exactly the right color of golden fried fish. Super satisfying. They use panko breadcrumbs on that, so it's extra crunchy. Go platter or go sandwich. The platter comes with rice and a fresh salad. The perfect Lenten meal is here and for a limited time at Wendy's.
News to fill your mind. Talk to get it out. The Ray Gibson Show.
Sunday, I'm over at Touré in East again. Joe, what do we know about Touré?
Cameras everywhere.
Cameras everywhere.
And one good tree.
And super hot chicks. Super hot chicks floating
Super
around.
hot chicks.
Yeah. I mean, they're
Hot
like
single moms.
like local, and they had Koreans there, and they had Japanese there, and they had some military hot wives there
all
as well.
the flavors.
It's like you never want to leave. You never want to leave. And so I just want, I'm trying to pay attention to what Jerry Roberts is talking to me about, but I'm doing side eye everywhere else. And I dropped my jacket. I kept my jacket because I wasn't sure if we were going to be eating inside or not. So I brought my jacket with me. I always have a layer that you can put on or take off. And so it fell down, and a guy picks it up and hands it back to me, and he looks at me and says, "You remember me?" I'm like, I said, "Casey." And he said, "No, it's Hans." I'm like, "Oh, Hans, we've been trying to get a hold of you to talk about what I consider to be a major victory for the racing and heavy metal community here on Guam." Good morning, Hans. Welcome back to the program.
Good morning, Ray. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for not running off with my my little jacket there.
Yep.
Bro,
Yep.
It's one of the last polo jackets that you can buy over at DFS in Tumon, and I swear I take it out begrudgingly because I know I'll cry if I lose it. So thank you very much for handing it back. But it was true what I was saying is we got word on Friday that you guys had made a deal with the Ancestral Lands Commission or whoever it was that you were talking to, and we could start talking about doing races again at the Guam Raceway Park up in Jigo, but I didn't have too much other information than that. So if you can backfill the audience on the nature of the agreement and what the next steps are going to be for the racing and the heavy metal community here.
Yeah. So last Thursday, the Chamorro Land Trust Commission voted unanimously to approve a 20-year lease for the Guam Motorsports Association at the Raceway Park in Jigo, and currently, CLTC is drafting a lease, and we're cautiously optimistic to see the lease and finalize its agreement with CLTC, and then it's got to go over to the AG to get signed off, and then to the governor, and then it's official.
Okay. All right. So still a couple of steps, bureaucratic steps that need to be taken, but for the most part, an offer was made and accepted.
Correct. Yeah, we want to thank CLTC, the Commissioner Jeremy Rojas. He did a lot. I want to thank him for his efforts. He formed the CLTC subcommittee with GMA, and that really fast-tracked the negotiation process. We've only had a few meetings with these new CLTC commissioners, and we already got this done. And his presentation to the CLTC board about our subcommittee meetings, which ultimately led to a vote to approve the lease, was very helpful. And he emphasized the Safe Drive Performance Academy, which is a Track J program, that we put together, which will be held at the Raceway Park, and it's designed to reduce reckless driving that ultimately leads to traffic accidents and fatalities on Guam's roads. So I mean that's just one thing we have planned with all these other plans, for this community asset.
Now, what are they going to be charging you? There's at least one story that had come out yesterday, or maybe it's in this morning's batch of news, about something like $10,000 a month?
Correct. Yeah, so it starts off with $0 for months 0 to 6, and then $1,500 for months 7 to 12, and then $2,500 for year 2, $5,000 for year 3,
I see.
$10,000 for year 4.
So, in recognition of the fact that in the first year of the existence of a new raceway park, there's going to be significant amounts of capital expenses to bring it back up to speed for safety standards, for crowds to be able to go out there and enjoy the drags, etc.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, DMA, you know, and the community is concerned about the rent escalations for sure. The phase structure increases over time, you know, and we understand the commission's responsibility, you know, and their position to be in the best interests for their constituents. But the reality is, you know, Ray, this is not a turnkey facility.
No,
it's going to require significant rehabilitation before it could generate sustainable revenue or offer just basic utilities and infrastructure for our sublessees and all the scheduled activities we have planned for the community. But we have a long-term sustainable plan ready to go, and we're excited to make this a community asset.
Well, I'm sure I've got a little bit of an idea of the rehabilitation work that needs to get done. It is sat idle and prone to folks going in there and stealing everything that's not nailed down, maybe even things that were nailed down probably got liberated as well, and tracks that would normally require a little bit of maintenance to make them safe for people to use will need almost completely be redesigned and rebuilt.
Yeah, we have a big assessment to do. I don't want to say any official numbers on what it'll cost to rehabilitate this place. It's too early. But once we have access to the property and we can get some quotes put together, we'll have a better idea. But it's safe to say that it is going to be a substantial amount, and it's going to take us time.
Now, I can kind of close my eyes and see a top-down map of the Raceway Park. How much of that will you guys be retaining? Obviously, it's not the whole thing, right?
It's the whole thing.
Oh, it is the whole
lot
thing.
7161-R1. It's a 252-acre lot.
Okay, I was under the impression that they were going to hold back some of that and see if there were other parties that might be interested in some other use of the property.
No, so we made it very clear that we use the whole lot, and we have plans to really make all of our active different disciplines that go on that lot densed. You know, we got a lot going on there, and the CLTC commissioner saw that. So we have the whole lot.
Mining operations, that was a part of adjacent facilities. Will that continue? Is it continuing?
We've committed to no mineral extraction. As far as the adjacent properties, I don't know.
Up to them.
That's not on our lot.
Yeah, not going to be happening with you guys. So I guess the other questions then are, okay, we're going to go in and do an assessment. We'll figure out what it's going to take. A couple of thoughts in my head. How can the community help you in past, while this was all being negotiated and while there were concerns that it was going to be gone permanently? In fact, I've got, I think from my cousin Sarge, a picture of him DJing an event out there somewhere with a Save the Track T-shirt on. So there was a lot of attention from the racing community here on Guam. And so what else do you need from them now that it looks like you're going to get the keys to the gate again?
Yeah, we're very thankful for everyone that wants to help. So we just need a couple more things to get this official, and we'll have press releases. We'll inform the community on how we plan to rehabilitate this place. Obviously, you know, just the very beginning, the first phase, when we have access to this place, it's just basic cleanup, you know, and we'll have all that information out there, and we'll have planned cleanup days. That's to come. But right now, we just have to make this thing official. But thank you to all the volunteers listening. We appreciate that. We appreciate everything you've done before the raceway was evicted. You know, that's what we operate on, is in-kind contributions and volunteer.
So when any target dates that you guys are reaching for? I mean, before too much longer, if any other year, you know, the calendar would already have on its smoking wheels. Is there a date that you got in mind for the return of smoking wheels and Friday night drags?
Yeah, smoking wheels is one of them. It would be the 41st smoking wheels next year.
Wow.
So that's something we really want to make happen. And, we'll have other events, like a soft opening event. But right now we just have to get through this lease process and make sure that it's something that, is sustainable, and it's what we agreed upon in our last public board meeting.
Nice. Can we get a demolition derby? They used to have that when I was a kid. We used to have demolition derby here on Guam when I was young.
We could do that, but right now the bowl's flooded.
Oh,
so we got to get that fixed first, so then we can hold the demolition derby in there.
No, this is Charlie. I'm with Charlie on that. Charlie says no, it's better if it's muddy. It's less control, the better, and the more dense, the better, and the more the cars are smacking into each other, the better. That was always a good time to go out there and check all of those things out. No doubt, guys in the motorcycle motocross community are going to be excited to be able to hit some of those hills again, and the drag guys. I'm excited about it for a couple of reasons, and one of them being selfish is near where I live. There's a number of guys, shade tree mechanics and dudes with some heavy metal in the garage, and every once in a while, usually about 2 o'clock in the morning, they'll start turning over engines and pressing the gas and making loud noises. I can fix that, by the way, guys. I can make that quieter if you want to. But they start running around and going up and down Roy T. Damien in the middle of the night and maybe doing some dangerous drags out there. So I'm excited to hear that we're inching closer to a day where we'll be able to go out there and watch these guys and listen to them do it safely and not necessarily in the village streets.
I'm excited too, Ray. I'm very excited.
Well, you done a man's job. I didn't know who you were a couple of years ago, and you stepped into this, and it seems to me that you've managed to take this all the way through. Does that include now? Are you going to be like the general manager or the eye-talking chief of the Raceway Park?
It's a community effort. It's me along with 10 other members. And it's Guam Motorsports Association. And we're all volunteers, and we're excited to help. I've dedicated a majority of my life to motorsports. And, yeah, it's over in the States, but I've always called Guam my home, and I'm excited to do that for Guam.
People might be asking that aren't close to the conversations. Henry Simpson, obviously a major factor in the development of the sport and the Guam Raceway Park. Does he have any involvement moving forward with the Raceway Park?
No, so Henry's retired. Henry has gracefully passed on the baton to us, and he's very excited to see this new group, take us over. But he's officially retired, and it's Guam Motorsports Association now. But yeah, I mean, big thanks to Henry, for everything that he's done to get all the infrastructure to where it is today. But it's up to us now and the community to continue this thing.
You can name something after him. I mean, it's was it the Calvo Raceway Park? I don't know if they're going to retain that name, but maybe the snack stand or something like that. We can name after Henry.
We'll see. But
naming rights.
It's yeah. I mean, it's interesting. All the history and how it was held. In Santa Rita, and how it's changed its names and its dedications to everyone that has contributed. And offered their land or contributed a lot for motorsports on Guam. And like you said, ultimately it's about safety to get this stuff off the streets. It got at it. A lot of people. The older generations remember the street racing, particularly in Harmon. That was an issue. That
was the genesis of it all. And I remember Larry Kasperbauer among the first proponents and backers of the conversation about this Raceway Park for exactly that reason, because kids were getting into accidents on the roadways. It was and people were getting hurt, people were getting killed, and none of us want to see that again. And a point that was made by one of your constituents out there is we're talking about stuff that was going on in the early 80s with these street drags and things like that. And the thing is now the cars are so much faster now. The technology has grown so much in those intervening years, but we're all still human beings, and reaction times haven't necessarily caught up with the speeds with which these vehicles can go in. And in the blink of an eye, things can go sideways really, really fast with the kind of automotive technology and racing technology that we've got these days. So it's that much more dangerous today than it it ever was before. You going to be doing a car show? Because that was the other thing over in the back in the days was we'd do the drags and there'd be motocross and smoking wheels, but occasionally there'd be a knockdown, drag out, 300 cars on display car shows over at the Raceway Park.
Yeah, so car shows is one of the things that we have planned for the soft opening.
Cool.
You know, that's something that we could definitely do. Car shows, you know, it doesn't require water and power and all those things. You know, we can use porta-johns and all that stuff.
Yes.
You know, so I mean, that's first of the priorities in regards to activities.
Happy to help you spread the word about whatever it is that you guys are going to be up to in the very near future. Joe, who's on too that wants the conference?
Senator Chris Duenas would like to jump on.
Hey, Lynette. Hey, this my old driver from back in the day. Senator Chris Duenas wants to chime in on the developments with the Guam Raceway Park. Hans Ada on line 1. Go ahead, Chris. You're on line 2.
Hey, Ray, thank you for this opportunity. I know you give me a lot of opportunity on this platform, but I wanted to help you congratulate Hans and the team. You know, he has really been an amazing advocate and really has weathered, him and the team have weathered so much criticism and so much pushback on what they've been trying to do. And I really, Hans, I hope you consider doing other things in public service because you're really, really a sharp guy and you got that stick-to-itiveness. And one of the things I wanted to mention, Ray, is, you know, many of us who helped do confirmation hearings for this new board, you know, we're kind of had to deal with a lot of pushback and backlash from some of our colleagues. And I knew Jeremy and the others were going to do a good job because of the background that they have and you know, the land use, institutional knowledge they have. And I'm glad that he recognized Jeremy Rojas. He's a great guy and has done a lot of good work in government. And Hans, keep going forward. I know that it's true that it looks like, you know, some of the obligations could be daunting, but I think what you and your team are going to do up there, I think you're going to get good response and be able to get things rolling and get a lot more activities up there that can help you generate that revenue. But I want to congratulate him and also congratulate the board for moving forward and seeing. I like the way Hans keeps framing this. This is a public asset. And sometimes, yes, I understand the Chamorro land trust use, and I understand, you know, the fact that we, you know, need to move forward and do what the original intention and the intention is for that property. But, you know, the overall use to our public and our children and the future and sports and activities and things really is this community benefit. And I think that land for the next 20 years will be well used with this organization.
Concur. Hans?
Thank you. Thank you, Senator. And one other thing, Ray, you know, Hans, in meeting with him and meeting the group, I mean, they have always expressed on this property outside of that, they want to work with other groups. And we're talking about building out tourism and how we're going to revive tourism. That, you know, the trails that can be made there for walking trails and biking trails and everything. There's so much to do there that we keep talking about building tourism and new stuff, but we're not doing it. And that piece of property and Hans and their team, what they have in the future and other groups that have approached them with that acreage could really become a top-notch tour attraction for Guam and on such a beautiful island, a piece of land on the east side as well.
Trust me, the hikers know. The hikers know about that area. There's a bunch of places on Route 15 that you can disappear into the boondocks and end up at the Guam Raceway Park. Ask me, I've done it a dozen times. There's some good hiking up there, and there's some beautiful vistas that you can overlook on the eastern side, the northeastern side of the island, and to end up over at the Raceway Park and taking advantage of the facilities over there, watching some of the races that go on. So the hikers out there, you know, I'm told that there's some trail runners that still like to go up there and see what's up. So there's any number of community groups that might be able to explore that and turn that into opportunities. I don't disagree. I think there's, you know, if we tell the tourists that there's something going on Friday night, they'll go get on a bus, go and watch the races.
Everybody keeps talking about the community interacting right now on the night market every Sunday down there, and I know how it's happening on Pleasure Island. the same exact thing with so much diversity can happen with what Hans and his group are going to do, and I think that's really when we talk about the community benefit. All of Guam benefits by having a new tourism attraction and stuff for our local people and our kids to look forward to in terms of racing their cars and having a great time at the track.
You know, there was I remember when Dave Bice was coming to Guam and talking about putting Marines at what is now Camp Blas. The comments that he made was he thought that there would be a whole lot of young Marines that would have a good time going out and checking out the drag races and all of the other events that would take place on a weekly basis. I mean, he singled that out as an activity for young Marines, and it's not that far away from Anderson Air Force Base as the crow flies. So it's possible that while we've got local racers and local motor enthusiasts here, we've probably also got them in the military as well that would like to come out for a little bit of friendly competition. What do you think, Hans?
Definitely. Yeah, and even the military in general, they want to volunteer their time, do their community service to help us in our rehabilitation and initial cleanup of this place. So we're very excited to work with the military and collaborate with them, and very thankful for their future aspirations to volunteer.
I'm going to commit the radio station to Choice Broadcasting now, whatever it is that you need to get the word out for, whatever volunteer work that needs to get done. And whenever you've got some exciting car promotions and things like that, we want to be a part of helping the community get the awareness.
Yeah, so we'll put together that information once we get through this phase right now, and we'll inform everyone on our plans. But yeah, I want to thank Senator Duenas. Also, big thanks to Dwayne San Nicolas, because it was his 2024 race park bill that allowed us to formally enter negotiations with CLTC all the way up to last week. And also we want to thank senators of the 37 legislature, Amanda Shelton. We had Senator Will Parkinson, Tina Munya Barnes, Roy Canapta, Tom Fisher, Jesse Lujan, and all the other legislatures, that supported us. It was really our efforts in 2024 that made this possible, for us to continue negotiations. And even the other CLTC commissioners, I understand that they have to put their constituents first, but man, just the few amount of times that we've had public board meetings with this new commission, we've gotten this done. So hopefully that continues with all their other efforts and their mandate with CLTC, and they could continue this really expediting, a big task they got ahead of themselves.
Just a couple more bites before it's all done, and then we'll be talking about smoking wheels and hiking and car shows and just an opportunity to goof off in the back roads.
Sounds great. Vice Speaker Atta and I also met with Hans when he first started, when we came in the 38th Guam legislature. So he voted for that bill too. So a lot of good support behind it, Hans, and congratulations once again to you. And also I've heard from some of the shops, the mechanic shops, that are so excited. Some of them are on the teeter and thought about maybe even closing, but I tell you, the racers, really patronize a lot of these mechanic shops, and so maybe they'll hang on and stay in business knowing that they're going to get these guys coming over to their shops and getting their cars worked on.
Yeah, guys, get your cars ready.
Yeah,
get your cars ready.
Almost time. All right, Hans, I'll talk to you pretty soon. And Chris Duenas, if you don't mind, could you stick around for just a little bit more? It's 8:38 in the morning. Last look at news and headlines with Charlie Hermosa in just a second. So were you in the legislature when there was a conversation between Tello and folks from GVB and language that seemed to stand up George Chu as a representative of the Chinese Communist Party?
Yeah, I was there. No, I wasn't really sure where that was going, but I think George answered the call.
I think what did he say? My wife is from Taiwan. I think that should have been sufficient to answer the question. I've got the video of all. What else is going on over at the legislature these days? What else did I miss yesterday, and what am I going to miss today?
Well, I thought that was a really good hearing overall. I think that there's obviously, nobody likes an oversight. The president, Senator Lee, talked about how being on both sides of the table. Many of us up there in the dais have been on both sides as well, representing the executive branch and representing the legislature. But I think the bigger thing was, the discussion really centered around, making sure that the investment that many of us really had to battle a lot of pushback from the community. Several folks were like, well, this $10 million can go into other investments and destination management, upkeep, and the like. So, it's not picking on them. It's making sure that message continues to go out. And you can see the back and forth where they're still on top of what they already set aside in GVB for the marketing for Korea and Japan. There's still quite a bit more to spend and being put on top of that. So we just want to make sure that what we asked for, what they asked for, and we fought for to make sure was in the budget, that we see the results, because, the people that are asking us questions about, fixing things on Guam, fixing up our products,
I'm one of them. Yes.
Yeah. And so that's not something that we can just sit and wait for numbers to come in and more accountability. And then that IMAX, situation, listen, I've asked for some more detail, because in terms of the slide that was presented, it looked like, there might be some return on investment with some high-end folks who take this 58 people or whatever to take this high-end luxury, trip around so many countries and whatever else, and Guam is one of the destinations. I mean, I'm sure that they get off that plane and shop here and eat here and, spend money here. But in terms of the overall return on investment on that one, I asked George himself, and he said, well, we don't look into the detailed budget that's the, budget that's put before us. We do it as one blanket approval. But I think they don't mind looking into it. So we just wanted some more information on that, because the visual in terms of folks coming to Guam from the U.S. is typically, military, our families returning, and others. They said, well, it's not just a U.S., it's global, because so many other companies come in there. So it was a lot of money, and we just wanted to make sure that there can be more. It's easy when they put their quantifiable numbers in front of us, when we see the returns of the Korean market coming back strong. We see Japan actually, starting to come back strong, considering what's going on in country, right?
Feels
with the
like,
yen and all that. So yeah, I mean, those positive, changes and what they put forward in terms of their metrics of what the spend looks like for those guests and how it's supporting businesses, that's what we want to see. And so, I think that we cannot be too critical, in my opinion, because the businesses are the ones that are counting on it. And that's what I said to Regine. I said, listen, we're not, it may appear on its face, yes, because you've been on both sides, there's a political angle to it. But the fact is the businesses that are coming to us saying we're hanging on and we're hoping for that million, and then that continue on beyond the million guests, because we're not sure, like, many of the senators on the panel said that businesses are talking to us. They're not sure how much longer they're actually going to be able to hang on. And those businesses in Tumon, this, Ray, they need the foot traffic. I mean, there's only so much on the local side that all of us go down and enjoy can support them. They need that daily basis of foot traffic in order to be able to hang in there. And so, it's an all hands on deck, and you took the job, and it's going to be scrutiny the whole way through.
As there should be. My position is it is in nobody's best interest to see GVB fail. So I mean, you can be critical all you want to, but at the end of the day, somebody has to do that job. You might not like the person that's there now, and maybe you like the one that was sitting in Regine's desk before a whole lot more, but it doesn't make any difference. Somebody needs to be there, and we need to be at these events in order to promote the island. And if we're not there, then we're not there, and somebody else is going to get an opportunity to start fishing for customers. So having said that, then I'm also on the same side of the table, and I think it was your colleague Jesse Anderson Lahan and others down there that are proposing some kind of a tax incentive for businesses to get a fresh coat of paint, do some water blasting, maybe a little bit of sprucing up of the yard work and adjacent to the building, that kind of thing. I agree with that as well. There's some people that are saying we shouldn't be involved in that kind of welfare, if you will, for the hospitality industry. But again, it's in nobody's best interest to watch all of these businesses shut their doors, release their employees, and then there's less things for people to do when they come to Guam.
No, Ray, you're absolutely right. And the thing is that, we have to continue to spread that investment dollar in different areas. And those guys are actually looking for, the ability to front that cost, but able to write it off taxes, which our tax revenue right now is very strong. To me, it just only makes sense, and it's not, and it's not welfare to companies that basically that's their breadbasket. They're right there. I mean, there are businesses outside that ancillary to tourism that love it. GPO, all the other places, the small restaurants that you see tourists going into. Man, I was over at Pyology the other day. I couldn't believe it. I mean, half or three-quarters of the crew, which I was happy. The visitors there, were our visitors, and they love that place. So my thing is that, yes, I see that outside and everything else too, but when you talk about the first impression that those people have and how much those businesses had to endure being shut down for so long.
Yes, thank you very much. They followed the governor's instructions and closed their doors and still have not recovered from that poor decision that was made. I see criticism all the time. We have the Pac Star, the new owners of the Pac Star are looking for some kind of a qualifying certificate that I believe that they're eligible for. And I'm hearing complaints from people that say, well, they're just going to hire people for minimum wage. Well, there's nobody working there now making anything. So how about we give them a break and allow them to take that qualifying certificate on that property and get a hotel back in that hotel cranking business in Tumont. And that's going to be good for the tourists. That's going to be good for all of us because they had a ton of great restaurants in that place that I would love to be able to go to again and hang out at their swimming pool. And maybe we'll reopen the Galaxy Disco. You know what I mean?
Ray, there's hotels right now that are on the verge of closing. And these people came in and bought that property, and they're going to put millions of dollars back into it.
Ding, ding, ding.
They're going to create something that is going to be there. As many venues as we have to go to now in other hotels, how many people knew that for over a couple of decades, the Pacific Star was the place to be. Every big event that happened there. So many of us have so many memories, whether it's weddings, christenings, political events, you know what I mean? Lions Club, you name it. That was one of the mainstays, right? So I sit on your side of the table, and I know I get tongue lashed a lot of times on the floor of the legislature from some of my colleagues that really, I'm not going to say overvalue, but don't understand that the real key of what these businesses do to do business on Guam. I was told, years and years ago, Ray, whenever we talk about how difficult regulatory issues and things about trying to bring investment into Guam, right? I was sitting across the table from a businessman who, does business here but does a lot of business in Asia, right? And he said, Chris, you need to understand something. When you're talking about multi-million-dollar investments, people, particularly coming from Asia and even U.S. and other places, when they go to places and they see all of how their money's going to get jammed up, they just move on down the line. They can take $100, $200, $300 million and go somewhere in Asia, in Indonesia, whatever else, and turn it over and start making a profit in 3, 4, 5, 6, sometimes a year. If they're going to sit here and put $300 or $400 million and it's going to sit here for 3, 4, 5 years before they get out of the red and into the black, they're just not going to do it. So if you really want to talk about making Guam and moving Guam forward, you have to, yes, have your regulations and yes, have your checks and balances. But if you're just going to turn people away every single time because it's too difficult for them to try to get a return on their investment where they can easily just jump, 1,000 miles away and turn it over, that's what's going to happen. And if you don't think about that carefully, that's what's going to happen.
840. Go ahead.
We got to take care of the businesses that employ our people and that are willing to come here and try to make a profit and help be a part of Guam.
I think one of the problems is that some of your colleagues have never worked in the private sector before and have no clue as to how small businesses operate, how big businesses operate, and they need the education. I'm going to let you run, Chris. Appreciate the time. You have a great day.
Take care, Ray.
I will.
Go get him, Hans.
There it is. And we'll go get him with news. My bro Ken Gumatau San Augustin, DJ, says, I have won DJ battles at the Galaxy Disco. Remember back in the day, weren't they fun? There was once upon a time, people don't believe me when I say things like that, but there was once upon a time, you could go out every single night, different nightclub. You could go, lights on, was it Tuesday or Wednesday, Jimmy D's, Chamarita Lounge and Discotheque, and there was a Wednesday night, there was a Thursday night. The only quiet night on Guam back in the old days was Sundays. And even on Sundays, you could go to the Etengan Wren at the Pacific Star Hotel and listen to Patrick Palomo and a little guy named Kenny Washington playing jazz tunes there. If you were one of those diehard, I need to be out all the time, that was the place that you did your sunset on a Sunday night. These days, got one or two places that might have a decent cranking night, but it ain't like the old days, and we've got to find a way to bring all those things back. It's 8:50 in the morning, and do I need to take a break, or can I just go? Because he's been waiting. Poor Charlie has been like, is it my turn now? Do I talk now? So what do you say?
You could.
All right. Well, we'll forego the break, and then we'll just jump right into Charlie Hermosa's last big look at news and headlines, birthdays, and special events next.
With authorization to use $5 million, the Guam Economic Development Authority has been in search of a property for a new industrial park because the existing parks are expected to remain at capacity for the next 40 years. GITA Marketing and Communications Officer Mary Camacho said. A new industrial park will offer ready options to investors looking to stand up, establish in new operations and industries, she said. GITA's existing industrial park, totaling 47 acres across the Mooning, Harmon, and the Port Authority, are projected to remain at capacity for the next 4 decades. In other news, GTA said it has received its Great Place to Work Certification Award for 2026. A prestigious award based entirely what current employees say about their experience working at GTA. This year, 81% of GTA employees said it's a great place to work, 24% points higher than the average U.S. company, GTA said in a media release. Great place to work in the Global Authority of Workplace Culture, Employee Experience, and the leadership behaviors proven to deliver market-leading revenue, employee retention, and increased innovation. Meanwhile, the University of Guam Triton Athletes has named the next Hall of Fame class. The 5 new members of the UOG Athletic Hall of Fame are Jessica Sanchez, women's basketball, Kin Fegren, football and men's basketball, Rachel Santos Camacho, women's soccer and women's basketball, Lee Bamba, men's volleyball, and June Camino, fieldhouse staff. They will be entered in the UOG Athletic Hall of Fame on March 14th at the Hall of Fame basketball game at the UOG Calvo Fieldhouse, the UOG Triton Athletics said in a media release. And that was your last look at headline news. Now back to Ray.
You gonna live? Are you out of your coffee? Are you out of the foodie's coffee here this morning?
Something went in my throat.
Usually that happens to me, and it's beetle nut. All right, so celebrity birthdays for today. There's a couple of names that you might know. One of them is the co-founder of the Swoosh, Phil Knight. Co-founder of Nike is 88 years old today, and you can say what you want to about Nikes and stuff like that. I generally have got issues with the slave labor deal, so I generally don't buy. I have things with the Nike swoosh on them, and they were either gifts or they were bought years and years and years ago. Just saying. Yeah, I got a birthday there. Edward James Olmos is 79 years old. You remember he was in the Blade Runner.
Wow.
He was in Blade Runner.
Miami Vice, right?
Miami Vice. He was in Miami Vice. Was he in Stand and Deliver?
Stand and Deliver.
He was the math teacher in that. There's a great line in there where he teaches kids how to multiply their nines with his hands, and does a little trick here. It's a 1 times 9, 9, 2 times 9. You got the 1 over here and 8 fingers over there, 18. Just a terrific.
So serious.
Yeah. But I like that movie. I wish. I hope that many of our kids look at that movie and get inspired by the fact that somebody the teacher believed in them, and then got them the straight A's on their test, based on a true story, right?
Absolutely.
There it is. Billy Zane is 60 years old, and you can say, "Oh, I hated him in Titanic." What? What do you mean? What's a thumbs down? What are you talking about, Real Joe? Why? Because he was mean
a
to
bad
Kate.
guy, man.
No, she was the bad guy. She was the bad guy in there. I mean, she let Jack die.
Yeah.
And then she saved herself on the wooden thing, took the whistle out, and did all of that stuff, and kept the jewelry. and she's got a granddaughter and great grandkids. They could have had a great life if she'd have handed that to them instead of dropping it back in the ocean. So he wasn't the bad guy in that movie. Also, what was it? You said the sniper movie?
Yeah, he was. I think with Berenger. Tom Berenger was. Yeah, one of those.
I will watch a Tom Berenger movie any day of the week. Now, Billy Zane also played the Phantom.
He did.
He played the Phantom, Ghost Who Walks, right?
God, I hate him. He's just so hateable, Ray.
No. All right, so boxer Floyd Mayweather is 49 today.
You go.
Let me see. It was on this date in 1955. The guy that brought us Apple, one of the guys that brought us Apple, Steve Jobs, was born. If you're looking for something to celebrate, it's Tortilla Chip Day. Tortilla chips. I have a theory. Hey, you're in the restaurant business now.
Oh,
okay, so
you're looking at me for the
I'm
restaurant,
looking
not
at-
because tortillas.
You're a Mexican.
What? No. No.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you.
I mean, yes, there's racial overtones here in the program. From
You're
down
the
in-
brown guy
but
here.
this isn't one of them. He's OG brown. He's not like me, you know. He's kind of married into it back in the last century. But anyway, so no, Tortilla Chip Day. You're in the restaurant game, and that's why I was looking over in your direction, Charlie. The thing is, tortillas. They will order a tortilla plate, right? And then you get all of the coatings just on the top tortillas. And so you eat all of those, and pretty soon now you're down to the ones that were at the bottom, the little shakes, if you will, of tortillas. And they don't have any sauce on them. There's no cheese. There's no more of... So my theory is they should be made wider. Don't give me a small plate with a mountain of tortillas and the sauce that goes on top of it. It should be spread out wider, so the tortillas, all of the tortillas will get... No, not a little, a lot. It will get a lot of the jalapenos and a lot of the flavor and the cheeses and all of the things that go into the chili, whatever.
Or maybe give you an additional. There was a restaurant that used to do that. Give you an additional cup, like for dipping sauce with a little bit of cheese and all the toppings.
No.
Yeah. I mean, again, a lot of these thoughts are coming back. So any ideas anybody has, we'll take them. We'll definitely look at them.
Right on. Okay, so I'm just saying, and the same thing with hamburgers. You get these places and they're making a hamburger and they're 17 stories high and they're impossible to eat. So the smart money is to make it wider, make the hamburger wider, get wider buns and wider things of the sandwich.
Wider buns.
Yeah, wider buns. You know who I'm talking about. When I say wider, when I say wider buns, who at the legislature pops into your head first? I'm kidding.
Chris Barnett.
8:57. And one other thing, and I can bring Charlie into this as well, because now he owns a bar. He's a bar owner. It's World Bartender Day.
Oh,
and
let's
so
celebrate.
If you'd like to meet some new bartenders, you can go to Beans and Barrel and check out Amber, and you can go and check out Cassie and Lee. Well, Leigh was out there last night, on the coolers and all of that stuff. So to all of the bartenders, maybe a little bit of an extra tip today as you're out there doing your dining and drinking and all of that. It's also World Spay Day, but I don't have anybody from the Department of Agriculture on the line right now, so I'm going to dispense with that. Tattoo Shauna Fujikawa Stickles, she's laughing. Why? Was it the racial thing about Charlie?
Yeah.
Hispanic?
Could be anything, man.
Real person of color?
She laughs for no reason.
I don't know. But it's okay. Whatever it is that makes you smile, it's cool. A couple of minutes away from 9 o'clock in the morning, and I don't have anything else to talk about, so I will shine my friend's shoes. Kenneth Gumatauta San Augustine from the old school, working with DJ Lazy back in the day, DJ Peekaboo and those guys, contest players and winners, now works at Crutchfield in the States. You know what Crutchfield is, right? Yeah, the audio video. And so I posted up a thing on the Facebook about my vinyl thing. It was I forget what album. It was a Prince album, right? The Purple Rain album. And so I was playing it, and he commented, wanted to know what kind of speakers I was using, and I just got Bose Bookshelf speakers. And I said he suggested that I check out some of the speakers that they've got over at Crutchfield. And the beauty behind this is they've got some high-end, heavy speakers, very tall speakers, and they will ship them to Guam for nothing.
Oh, great.
For nothing. So he turned me on to a couple of Klipsch reference speakers. They came in the other day. I unboxed them yesterday.
You got them already?
I got them. Yeah, I mean, I just ordered them just a few days back and plugged them in last night. Tears. Tears to my eyes because the sound was so incredible. It was, frankly, I got to tell you, it was like listening with headphones on. They were so clear. But the speakers, they were out there in the open. Crutchfield, and when you go to Crutchfield, don't buy anything unless you hook up with Ken San Augustine first. He's all over Facebook. You're going to want to check him out. You've danced to his DJ spinning before, and now that's where he's doing all of his work. Absolutely, yeah. Pretty nice speaker, says Smug Web. Anyway, 9 right now? Yes, 9 o'clock on The Point. Here's Fox News.
It will be a celebration of accomplishments. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. That's what House Speaker Mike Johnson says about tonight's State of the Union address. He says he told President Trump to go big during his address tonight.
When we are sitting in a country right now where inflation and gas prices and crime are going down and paychecks and tax refunds are going up, you have a secure border again, you have a restoration of peace through strength. We're respected around the world again, solving wars along the way.
On Fox Business's Kudlow, at least 70 Democrats, including Congresswoman Catherine Clark, the number 2 House Democrat, will not attend. But Minnesota Congresswoman Angie Craig says she will be there.
I would rather stick forks in my eyes than be here tonight to listen to Donald Trump talk about the State of the Union. But this is the people's house, and I will not abandon the people's house.
Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger will deliver the Democratic response. Listen to our live coverage of President Trump's State of the Union tonight, beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern on FoxNewsRadio.com. The Trump administration is sued by Democratic state attorneys general over government changes to the childhood vaccine schedule.
California's Rob Bonta and Arizona's Chris Mays announced the legal action. Mays outlined the argument that the new schedule, removing hepatitis and COVID vaccines, among others, wasn't based on science, but an ideological agenda.
One that Secretary Kennedy has been pushing for years.
Bonta said Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr. has a right to his opinions.
He isn't entitled to use his opinions as the basis for breaking the law and endangering our children.
The Justice Department is involved in a separate case in Massachusetts against the American Academy of Pediatrics, arguing Health and Human Services is not acting on an anti-vaccine agenda.
Fox's Gernal Scott. America is listening to Fox News.
Travel goals unlocked. Whether it's Korea in the summer or Japan in the fall, the United credit card from First Hawaiian Bank can help you turn your urge to explore into your next boarding pass. Apply by October 31st, 2025, and if approved, earn 45,000 bonus miles when you spend $2,000 within the first 3 months after account opening. Unlock your next adventure with the First Hawaiian Bank United credit card. It all starts with yes. Terms and conditions apply. To learn more, visit one of our branches or go to fhb.com/United.
Sit down breakfast? Wendy's. Grab and go breakfast? Wendy's. Big variety? Wendy's. Best value on island? Yeah, you guessed it. Wendy's. From hearty local breakfast platters to breakfast sandwiches and burritos to the morning melt panini made for mornings on the move. Wendy's breakfast has something for every kind of morning. Whether you've got the time to sit or you're heading out the door, Wendy's delivers big flavor and unbeatable value. However you start your day, start it with Wendy's.
Now.
A Utah judge rules on a motion to disqualify the entire prosecution in the Charlie Kirk murder case.
Accused killer Tyler Robinson's defense team wanted the prosecution dumped from the Charlie Kirk murder case. That the case was tainted by a lead prosecutor's child being at Utah Valley University September 10th when Charlie Kirk was shot. That the child texted the parent about what was happening. With the judge, Tony Groff, ruling
because defendant has not established a factual basis for a finding of conflict of interest or an objective appearance of impropriety rising to a constitutional concern, his motion is respectfully denied.
Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty for Tyler Robinson, with other motions in the case still outstanding, including whether or not cameras will be allowed during trial. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
The defense also argued prosecutors were quick to announce their intent to seek the death penalty, which they said was evidence of strong emotional reactions that merited disqualifying the entire team. A member of the famed Carradine acting family has died.
Robert Carradine, the actor known for his roles in Lizzie McGuire and Revenge of the Nerds, has died. He was 71 years old. His family says he died after a valiant struggle with bipolar disorder. Several media outlets reporting that he took his own life. In a statement to Deadline, his family wrote in part, referencing his battle with the disorder, "We hope his journey can shine a light and encourage addressing the stigma that attaches to mental illness." Carradine starred as Louis Skolnick in the Nerds franchise and played Hilary Duff's father in the Disney Channel series Lizzie McGuire and the Lizzie McGuire movie. Duff posting photos on Instagram, writing in part, "This one hurts," while actor Jake Thomas, who played her brother, noted, "My heart hurts today." Michelle Polino, Fox News.
The director of the Louvre Museum has resigned after the crown jewel heist last October. I'm Lisa Lacera. This is Fox News.
Got friends who still haven't switched to GTA? Now's the time to give them a nudge, because you can get up to $150 just for sending them our way. Refer a friend who signs up for a single service like wireless or internet, and you'll score $100. And if they go for a choice bundle, that's a cool $150 in your pocket. It's simple, it's sweet, and it pays to share. Visit GTA.net to start referring today. GTA, we start with you. Terms and conditions apply. Visit GTA.net for more information.
Start your new year right with Subway's Fresh Fit collection. Built to fuel your day with better-for-you sandwiches. Each new Fresh Fit sub is packed with protein, stacked with a full serving of veggies, and under 500 calories. For a satisfying meal that won't weigh you down, try the ham and turkey stacker, clocking in at only 290 calories. Enjoy the light and filling turkey and ranch delight. Indulge in the craveable grilled chicken and avocado. Sink your teeth in the flavorful seasoned steak and avocado. Or go low carb. Turn any footlong Fresh Fit into a protein bowl. At Subway, eat fresh, feel good.
Hafaloha Guam. Get ready to feel the island rhythm. The Hafaloha Concert Series Part 5 is coming to Ipoh Beach Park on March 6th. And the headliner is none other than J Boog. One epic night, live under the stars, singing every song with your friends, dancing to the beats island style. This is the concert everyone's talking about, and yes, it's worth it. Tickets are going fast, so lock yours in now at guamtime.net. Don't miss J Boog live on Guam March 6th. Hafaloha Concert Series Part 5.
Hey, what? And remember my advice, concert promoters, is hand people trash bags as they come in. No. Calm down. One of them is my anti-litter campaign, but the other one is in case it rains. So you've got a trash bag, and then you can put the trash bag on, and that will be your protection against the rain, because it's not quite rainy season, sort of, kind of, but it's raining today. Was it raining when you went out?
No.
Oh, really? Did it finally stop?
It's not raining. It's just wet.
It's just, okay, soggy. So let me radar imagery up on the screen right now and see what's going on. So it looks like where we are on Guam, we're getting a pass, but it still looks like there might be a little bit of drenching going on down in the southern latitudes here. 7 after 9 o'clock in the morning, Ray Gibson Show, being brought to you by APL American President Lines, a global presence with a local home, plus the team, the team of, your healthcare partners over at Guam Regional Medical City.
Morning talk that matters. It's the Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
Yeah, looking at the comments here. Tattoo Shana Fujikawa Stickles talking about my heart rate, my blood pressure probably high right now. No, actually, I went to go see Akimoto on Saturday and follow up on some blood work, and he was very happy with the blood work. And despite the fact that the lady that was taking my blood pressure was hot tea, my blood pressure was 124/80. And I said, that's pretty good, isn't it? This is not bad for a 63-year-old guy. And she said, that's not bad for anybody. That's really good for...
Is that good?
Yeah.
Am I gonna die?
Not today, unfortunately, is what they said. Probably not going to be today. But you know what I'm seeing? I am seeing more and more of my peers, if you will, and even people that are younger on social media. I'm not going to give you any names because, HIPAA, but I'm seeing a number of folks that are posting on the socials about, hey, you take care of yourself because I'm at GMH now, or I'm at GRMC right now, and they're looking into this, and they've found something, and blah, 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 blah. And to that degree, and a couple of them are kind of influencers, if you will. And so I will make the plug again on their behalf, is go and get your blood work done. Go, you find a doctor, get the referral, get your blood work done, get a physical somewhere. You can get them here. You can get on the airplane, go to the Philippines. Korea is up and coming. Vietnam is also a place where your doctor might be able to get a referral for you to Taiwan. And I know people that have gone to Taiwan for, their, just the medical stuff, checkups and things like that, come back just raving about the experience. But the idea that I want to pass along to you is, if it's been a while then yeah, go and get a checkup. And you're going, yeah, but I'm not old like you, Gibson. First of all, I'm not that old. Second of all, it doesn't make any difference. So you think about how many people that you know in your life that just kind of unexpectedly died because they didn't see what was lurking in their systems. I was recently treated to the knowledge that I've got artery hardening. Fortunately, it's not blocking anything important. And otherwise, I aced the physical test that they gave me. But I'm lucky. I'm wondering how many other people that I know and have loved that have just dropped dead because they didn't know that they had something in there. And it's so easy to spot, and you might be able to get away with doing it for not a whole lot of money. The guys over at GRMC were here not that long ago talking about this test. You can read up on it. I mean, they got it on the billboards on Marine Corps Drive about these low-dose CT scans that they will give you, so you don't have to get all lit up when you're taking the test. They just put you in the machine and they take a look at what's going on in the systems, and they can peel back some of the tissues and things like that, and maybe find things that you didn't know that you were there. And then you can start working out a little bit harder, maybe taking a couple of statins or whatever it is that control your cholesterols and the sugars and whatever it is going on in your body, and get yourself back to a place of health. Just saying. What's that? No way. Okay, it looks like they're doing it again. Over at Post Office. I'm getting word from Tammy Post Office. They have an opening there.
Oh, nice.
Wait, easy.
They've got an opening. If they got them Bruce Lee stamps, I'm there.
That's what I... Wait, hold on. Bruce Lee stamps. I need... What the... No, I want it. I'll pay for them.
God, I could never work at the post office, man. It just never ends.
Bro.
You've got it coming and going.
It's attitude, bro. It's all in the positive attitude that you've got to have if you're working at the post office.
Yeah,
you just got to imagine that you're a clubmate in a USPS uniform.
There you go.
That's the way you got to look at it.
Eager to help everybody.
Yeah, you just got to you just look down that line, and instead of looking at them as people that are preventing you from being on your phone or working out in the back or something like that, you got to look at them as opportunities for brand new relationships. Isn't that a thing? That it's a thing, right?
Yeah.
I used to have a post office box.
Small talk.
I used to have a post office box in a Ganya, and so obviously yellow card days. I'd go to do that, or I'd need to send something off island, certified mail and stuff like that, and so you get in the line. And they don't do it like at the bank where you got or Ross where there's a light that says okay it's green and you got to go. That's where you have to go because you can just wait. You can just let the guy behind you go. No, you go first, and then wait it out until your guy. You stay in the front of the line until your guy is ready to go. And everybody's got the guy or the hot chick that they like over at the post office that they want to get in line for. You can still do that at the post office. I'm just saying that there's opportunities here to make new friends and relationships. And trust me, there's no more valuable person than the guy that can get your yellow card just seeing you in line. He's not even waiting until he gets the card from you. He sees you in the line, and he goes in the back and disappears, and then we'll call you out for your yellow card. That's the kind of service you can get if you got the right attitude over at the post office. All right, so Tammy Post Office sent me a thing. Come by and take a tour? Huh. Okay. I'll get back to the gist of the email that she sent me. The USPS is looking for an electronic technician. In this role, you will apply advanced technical knowledge to perform a full range of diagnostic, preventative maintenance, alignment, and calibration, and overhaul tasks on both hardware and software for a variety of mail processing, customer service, and building equipment and systems. If you are looking to apply your previous technical knowledge to the mail operating system, this job could be right for you. Huh? Bro, what do you know how to do? Control, Alt, Delete.
There you go. I can defrag everything.
Yes. And plug, pull, reboots. All right, that's the first thing. And as far as actually fixing something, never mind. It's cheaper. Just call Hawaii and have them send out one of theirs. Just go ahead and
fly in a tech.
Yeah, because it's not. You know what? It's beyond economical repair. Learn that word. Learn that phrase. Beyond economical repair. Prepare what we used to call a death certificate on the piece of equipment and throw it in the or.dump. Job duties: perform complex testing, diagnosis, and maintenance. Locate source of and correct malfunctions to ensure maximum system performance. Perform equipment inspections to assess quality of service or maintenance. Recommend improvements to servicing and maintenance activities, as well as analyze equipment failures to ensure proper degree of equipment maintenance. And then send it up to Nick Tams and have them do the calibration. There used to be a thing. It pays $75,000 an hour. I mean, an hour.
Wow.
75 grand a year.
Dude.
That ain't bad. Hey,
Not
listen,
bad.
that's good money for tech. That is serious money for tech. And hopefully none of the technical people that I work with are listening right now. So you don't leave me and go get that high paying federal job. The high paying federal job that is over at the post office.
Oh man, you need a police clearance for that. That's a bummer.
Oh, never mind.
We're out. We're sorry.
Sorry,
We're
I
out,
asked.
Sammy.
Yep. So on the Facebook lives, Smug talking about clip speakers are pretty nice typically. Yeah, but I mean, I'm not going to spend all day talking about it. But I'm not saying I was dissatisfied with the Bose speakers that I had. I mean, they've served me very, very well over a lot of years. And now it's not like I'm throwing them away. I'm just going to find another use for the Bose speakers that I've got. But listening to these Klipsch reference speakers, it was as though I was wearing a very expensive pair of headphones. Everything was clear. The stereo image on this thing was just outrageous, and it had good thump too. I've got a subwoofer, but even without the subwoofer on, it still had good thump on these things. So I mean, if you're in the market, go and check out Crutchfield and see what they might have for you. Now, again, I'm not saying that it seems to be trending among people in a certain age group, old farts. But there's a lot of people that are going back to older technology. I got last year a record player, so I've been playing around with a little bit more vinyl, and that got me thinking about, hey, wait a second, I got a pretty good CD player, and so I took the CD player and put that back in a rack and started messing around with my Case Logics and old CDs. I didn't realize how much old disco I've got, old disco and funk. And nice. New wave from like the 70s and 80s, but that was something else. I mean, with a new pair of speakers, it's like you're hearing the songs for the first time. All of a sudden, you could hear things that maybe you've missed before. So maybe you're same, and you're doing a little bit of that warm bath of nostalgia thing with technology. And if you are, get all the way in. Get all the way in and go check it out. Also, Bluetoothy things, right? There's no reason why you should get rid of all of the current technology, so you can get Bluetooth, and the Bluetooth sounded incredible on these things, going through this old Onkyo amplifier that I got. Anyway, 888-8255, 888-TALK. Is there anything else going on around here? Man, I don't know if I can talk about this. I should be able to talk about it. Okay, I'm going to make reference to it. But I can't give you too many details because I don't want them to get slammed. But there is a fundraiser going on for a senior class from somewhere. And they... Like I said, I don't want to. This is going to be if you know, you know.
They're going to sell out in 2 seconds.
I know. That's the thing. Because we've talked in warm bath of nostalgia time. I'm getting asked if I remember Captain's Tables. Of course I remember Captain's Table. Of course I remember the Galaxy Disco. All of those places. Chef Eddie and I yesterday at OKB talking about the old restaurants that we used to lurk around with. And Ivory was the name of the restaurant that he was working at in Agania when he first got out of culinary school and came back. Live show in the kitchen. It was like he was the only one, Mr. Lim running the place, obviously. And my dad and I would go there for his shrimp wrapped in bacon. Yum. You can't go wrong with that. And he would fix up a mean cordon bleu over at the place that was called Ivory. Anyway, so we were sitting in that warm bath of nostalgia and talking about all of that stuff. But one of the restaurants that people always ask about or have memories of is a place called Kinney's. And the older folks, older than me, will remember that being, like a weekend ritual, one of your go-tos. If you lived up in the north end of town, where you would go to Kinney's on the back road to Anderson. And these guys made magic with food. And it wasn't expensive. And it's not even like they used the super best cuts of meat and stuff. They just knew how to season it. They knew how to prep the meat so that it didn't matter which part of the cow it came from. It was always soft and tender in your mouth. They just did an excellent job with that. And then they had a Kinney's up at where Andy's safe place is, the lock and safe place. Upstairs was a Kinney's for a while, and red carpet in next to your place up in Agani Heights. Yeah, Cliff Hotel. There was a Kinney's up there. The family is still working. And so for this senior trip fundraiser that I cannot mention the name of, they have got a $15 lunch plate deal that is out there. It features your choice: Kinney's fried chicken, Kinney's fried shrimp, Kinney's fried basa fish. $15. And that's all I can say about that. That's all I can say about that.
I want the chopstick. What is the chopstick, please?
I don't know if they got that. Includes rice, house salad, and bottled water. So I'm just going to say, if you know, you know. And try to save some for everybody else. They asked me if I wanted make an order, and so like the minimum order is for delivery is like 10. And I'm like, I don't know if I got another 9 people that are going to order. So I put it up in the station chat, and I'm going to treat the office to the 13 plates that have been requested with a great degree of pleasure. I can't think of a better, what do they call it? Employee bonus. Hey, there's Kinney's food. You want some? Bam! Yes, we all want some. So I'm going to do that. What's that? Tom Jones online says, I still have all my records. I love them. There is this about that. Is after years and years and years of listening to your Boz Scaggs CD or your Elton John CDs, LPs, and your Eagles LPs, every pop and click on the record. When you put the needle down on it, you expect it to be there, and they're almost as recognizable as the songs. So it's a very personal connection that people make with their technology from back in the day. I'm just saying, like I said, if you're going to go in, go all the way in, and go and buy yourself a brand new turntable if the one that you got is no good anymore, or because sometimes the belt drives, the belts will give way, they'll expand too much, and you're not going to get the right speed and all of that stuff. So you might want to think about investing in a new direct drive techniques if you want to. Maybe some new speakers, maybe a new kick-ass amp. Actually, go and find vintage. I think you can still do that on eBay or ePay. Or Feebay, as some people refer to it, but you might be able to get your hands on like an old amplifier from back in the day, and rehabilitate them. Usually, it's just the capacitors that go bad, and you can buy kits of capacitors and replace all of those, and it will sound brand new all over again. Studio time 9:23. What's that? Smug says, "I'm happy to have reached 65, but a good number of friends haven't made it past 30, so it's worth taking a look now, just in case." Tattoo Shauna Fujikawa Stickles talking about double Bs. Hey. That stemmed from a conversation about baristas and bartenders. Get your head out of the gutter. Sonny Cruz online saying, "Off a day. It's Kuddu Day." And then a reminder about the Nico Ben K all-you-can-eat shabu-shabu buffet. Is that happening now?
I don't know, man, but I'm getting hungry.
We keep talking about food. Yeah, well, going back, to the Chef Eddie conversation, and I don't know if I mentioned it, but, I had the opportunity over the weekend to spend some time with Izuka-san from over at Ishin, the restaurant that he had in the Nico Hotel.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
but
that was a good one.
I probably still is. I think it's under new management and stuff. But yeah, incredible place. But we got to talking about, and I will riff on this for just a little bit, because the experience doesn't exist anymore. And if it does, I don't know where it is. But we got to talking about one of his old stomping grounds over at the Hilton, in a place called the Galleon Grill. And the Galleon Grill was the definition of fine dining. One of two of the best first date restaurants on Guam. The other one being the Flamboyant at what was the old Okura Hotel. Great first date restaurants, and there was something about the level of service and the craft dining that you could get over at the Galleon Grill. Great place to go with the family. Like I said, great first date restaurant. Great place to go at lunchtime with your business friends and your executives. And we had guys like Tanvir and Munyam and Okusan, Mark Oku, who went on to open up his own sushi place over at what is now GPO back in the day. But from walking in, there was a guy escort you to your table, and they had trolley carts with prime rib on it. And if you wanted to order a salad, they didn't just bring you a salad. It was a show. They would put on a show and make the salad in front of you. Same thing with the dessert. And eventually here comes a little bar cart with cigars, and you could kick back because you could smoke in the Galleon Grill back in the day. And they had guys that were trained to use one ashtray and take it off the table and give you a new fresh one without the ashes flying around all over the place. They used to have these little tiny brooms. They would clean up the crumbs from the bread, and it wasn't ordinary butter they gave you. It was butter that was the perfect temperature, just hard enough so that it could make it to the table, but soft enough that you could throw it on a roll without it melting into the bread. Absolutely, just attention to detail on everything at that old Galleon Grill. And I said, where do you go for service like that anymore? And he said, it doesn't exist. They just don't do that anymore back in the day. And maybe, Chef Eddie and I were saying, maybe it might be fun to have a reunion of some kind, right? You get some of the old Galleon Grill guys, if you can find them, old Roy chefs that are still knocking around here, and go in and have just a retro night of dining. Bring up some of the old recipes and some of the old service ethics, and see if we can have fun doing that. Studio time, 9:26 in the morning. There's a whole bunch of stuff that, frankly, I haven't gotten around to talking about because we've had other interesting conversations. Hans Ada from multiple ways to pronounce that name, from now the guy that, along with others, is on the way to reviving the old Guam Raceway Park. One of these days, I'll be talking about going to the car show. One of these days, I'll be talking about the 42nd Smoking Wheels, if they can pull that off sometime very, very soon. Telling my hiking buddies that the trails are back open up there, so you can go and see all of that side of the island in all of its grandeur and splendor. The only thing is that, like the trailheads, what's the name of the trail, the big trail that goes up there? You go and look out.
Pocket?
Yeah, Pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
caves.
The problem is it's identifiable trail because there's so much trash up there. Somebody got to go and do something about it. But you get past that, and then pretty soon it's a pretty interesting hike to just a beautiful vista. But one day we're gonna be talking about doing all of that very, very soon. 9:28, and looking at some of the editorial contributions that have been made here. Joe Areola writing in a newspaper about how much longer must we beg. It's 312 days until the inauguration of a new governor of Guam. So maybe that's the number here that you need to be looking at. And basically talking about something I've been riffing on lately, Ipao Beach Park. There are places on this island that have shaped us. Ipao Beach Park is one of them. Governor Joseph Flores Memorial Park, otherwise Phil gets mad. It's where our kids learn to swim, where our elders sat under the same tree year after year, where families gathered for birthdays, reunions, and to watch fireworks displays, he says. Playing with the duk-duk and talking about how one of his uncles threw him in the water, said, swim or drown. I swam, not gracefully, but I swam. Tears, snot, flailing arms, the whole package. I hated him for a while after that, and as fate would have it, he would become my confirmation godfather. And that's the way things work. But talking about the situation now that he found in the Ipao area, when the grass is overgrown, when trash bins overflow, when coconut trees are left untrimmed until they become hazards, this is not wear and tear, this is not limited resources, this is neglect, this is mismanagement. To which I agree. He makes a point about Parks and Rec employees going down there crack of dawn, trying to stay one step ahead of the insane amount of litter bugs that we have going down there. But there's still more that needs to be done outside of just picking up trash and beer cans from the night before. And I've shown you pictures of the curbs. We've got the one of the gates that's got this big dent in it from somebody backing into the thing one way or the other, trying to get out after they've locked the gates. There is a place where you can walk in to the EPAL Beach Park, but unfortunately, in order to get to that one opening in the gate, you got to go through a massive mud puddle that's there every day, regardless of whether it rains or not. There's just a lot of policing that needs to get done out there. A lot of just the same thing that you would do at your house in your backyard. When you do the mowing in the place, that needs to be done there as well. Somebody needs to go through, coat of paint. I'm going to make another plea that they put the bollards back up there so people can't drive on the grass at EPAL Beach Park. And then there's work that needs to be done with the shelters down there, with the cracked tables and the cracked chairs. It's starting to look like, what's the one in Jonia that I can never remember the name of? Tagatsing. Yeah. So that used, well, yeah, but there's, it's like they make these tables and benches out of concrete, and I think the mentality is, it made it out of concrete, it will last forever. No, because making it out of concrete and the rebar is exposed to the elements in the construction, and one little crack in the concrete, and all of a sudden we get the spalling going on down there. And I don't think there's one of those shelters in Tagatsing that is 100%. Pretty sure there isn't. And then you get guys that are old enough to remember. You remember there used to be this big pavilion that they had there. Remember that?
Yeah.
Till a typhoon came. So yeah, nothing is permanent in the thing. Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about that particular place is it's rocky there, and so you go in there and you're doing your skinny dipping, and you got to be careful because there might be something in there that's going to cut you. But anyway, so Mr. Joe Areola wants them to do a little bit more work by way of cleaning up that particular beach, and to which I agree 1,000%. There's other places where we need to get the work, and so we need, as I say, less of these six-figure people in the government of Guam. We need more. We don't need more chiefs. We need more Indians in pickup trucks with gloves. Whether they're working for the Department of Parks and Recreation or whether they're working for GVB or whether they're working for DPW, we need more of those guys to get out there and be able to do the job. So let's stop hiring for people that need to go before the legislature and get confirmed, and let's start hiring more guys that we can give like $20 an hour to go and police up all of these spots. Now would be a good time to do it. We're not crowded with too many tourists these days, unfortunately, and maybe we can spruce the place up for the next generation of tourists that we got coming in from Korea and Japan and Taiwan land and all of that. Studio time, as I said, 9:32 or something like that. Got more to talk about. Phone lines open, 888-8255, 888-TALK. While the KUAM News is playing, I think I'm going to take a look at the YouTube side and see what everybody is grousing about there. In the meantime, Joe Nugent-Charfris.
Buenas and Holiday Guam, I'm Joe Nugent-Charfris. Here's a look at 3 stories you need to know for Wednesday, February 25th. Senators Joe S. St. Augustine and Dwayne St. Nicholas have officially filed their candidacy for Governor and Lieutenant Governor of Guam at the Guam Election Commission, launching a 2026 campaign centered on accountability, transparency, and economic growth. St. Augustine, now serving his 5th term in the legislature, said the bid is a response to what he described as a public call for honest governance and leaders willing to make tough decisions. St. Nicholas echoed that message, pledging to break down barriers, cut red tape, and ensure government works efficiently and fairly for residents. Their platform highlights support for families struggling with housing and utilities, partnerships with mayors to reduce crime and drug abuse, modernization of government services, investment in education and healthcare, and policies aimed at creating higher-paying jobs while lowering costs of living. Campaigning under the slogan "Together We Can," the team says it's committed to what they call a new era of excellence in public service. As lawmakers spent the afternoon on Tuesday questioning tourism leaders, the Guam Visitors Bureau made its case earlier for how it's spending tourism dollars and why it may need more funding in the future. It's its second monthly tourism talks briefing with local media, focused on transparency. GVB leadership says, quote, "We welcome accountability." Mitsuki Hariyama has that story. You can watch it right now on our KUAM News YouTube channel. And on to this week's progress report, roundup of the refurbishment of Guam Department of Education campuses. Over at Tamuning Elementary School, restoration at the home of the whales is gaining major ground at over 94% completion. GDOE reporting fixes addressing key infrastructure, sanitation, and safety needs are fully done. The El Perez Elementary School is also making big strides with multiple stages of work already complete. Remaining electrical upgrades are currently underway at about 76% finish. Electrical upgrades and canopy installation is also in progress at Finagayan Elementary School, with exterior door replacements, crack and spall repair, and restroom renovations done. Meantime, remaining work at VSA Beneventis Middle School is now in limited scope, with overall refurbishment nearing 98% completion. This is final electrical work is underway. For these stories and more, visit KUAM.com. You can also watch our news stream on our YouTube channel or Facebook page. And for the latest updates, go to KUAM News on Instagram. Jonathan Charfus, KUAM News.
Welcome back to Nissan Guam Deal of the Year. Okay, we have 2 contestants left. Phil, Jasmine, are you ready? Let's go.
Phil, you get to decide which you want Nissan Guam to make. 3 months or 6 months of your car payments on your next new Nissan vehicle.
Both offers sound so good. Let's see. I'm going for the 6 months.
Great choice. And you too can get your own Deal of the Year. See Nissan Guam first today.
When it comes to lung cancer, early detection is the key, but lung cancer doesn't always show symptoms, especially early on. GRMC's lung cancer screening offers a quick, low-dose CT scan to detect lung cancer before it spreads. If you're between 50 and 80 years old and have smoked or quit within the last 15 years, this screening could help you take control of your health. Call 671-645-5500, extension 4891, or visit grmc.gu to see if you qualify for this life-saving screening. Don't wait. Take action today with GRMC. Just checking X, where we have an X stream. You can watch the Ray Gibson Show on Twitter if you want to. It's there. Just look for my handle. It's just Ray Gibson, or sign up for that, and you'll get something that maybe will notify you when you open up your X that the stream is on and online here this morning. Lots of different ways to watch there now, including X, in addition to Rumble.com, ThePOINT.gu, Facebook, and YouTube. On YouTube now, Booney Dog Chamorro hanging out in there. Let me see, and involved in a little bit of a chat with Catherine. And Booney Dog says, I'm playing Donna Summer's MacArthur Park on repeat ever since the Olympic gold by Lisa Liu. Very good. But one of the things that X has got now is a bunch of videos of the U.S. hockey team that were flown to Washington, D.C. Aboard Air Force One, one of the Air Force Ones. Presidential plane, by the way. And a video of them walking on the lawn towards the White House to be greeted by the President of the United States of America with their gold medals around their neck.
I heard Kash Patel was partying with them.
Bro, I saw the video. Didn't you? I think
upset about it.
Screw them. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
It's better than spending money on gender studies in Algeria.
Yeah. So you're upset because Kash Patel was celebrating, another miracle on ice with the hockey players in the United States of America, but you didn't have anything to say when you got this tranny walking around with her tranny boobies hanging out on a White House lawn when Biden was the president, and all of the nonsense.
I remember that.
All of the nonsense from the summer, the opening, night of the Summer Olympics a couple of years ago in France with the guys. With the guys,
was weird, man.
Yeah, with his beans and tackle hanging out. You remember all of that stuff?
I remember.
Oh my God, Kash Patel is drinking a beer. Oh my God, shut up. Booney Dog saying Kinney's was where you met your top man back in the old days. Yeah, for a while it was, and then it was Double A. Then everybody was hanging out over at AA doing all of that stuff. Turntables think a turntable is a lazy Susan. Lupan Guam says, I wish I had the knowledge and skill to replace old capacitors. My old Yamaha amp died, and now it's a paperweight. You'd be surprised how easy it is. You just need to be able to unsolder it and just make sure that you don't screw up the polarity on the capacitors that you're putting in. And unless it's like a really, really big capacitor, You know, like the kind they use for like swimming pool pumps and stuff. I wouldn't worry too much about it. You can find guys. Guam Parks and Rec is one meme away from mirroring the TV series. Catherine says people are getting paid to do that. This must be the governor's cost-saving plan. In response to a little bit of what I read from Joe Ariola. Therese Garcia on the Facebook side says, Joe Ariola, vote Joe Ariola. Yeah, okay with me. I've been following. I've met the guy a dozen times and told him how much I appreciate his editorials. He's writing a whole lot of them. The other guy who's not running for office that I like to read is my Uncle John Martinez, in search of qualified people to be Guam's next governor, lieutenant governor. Wait, we already got 4 teams? There's 2 on the Republican side, 2 on the Democrat side. One on the Democrat side, Joe and Santa Claus have apparently turned in their paperwork over at the Guam Election Commission. There's still time to pick up a packet. I can't say that without spitting. The packets are available. And there are a couple of, there's at least one new name running for senator. I think somebody's already might have grabbed a packet. Joaquin Cruz, running on the Democratic side, has grabbed a packet, joining John Ray Taitano. I don't want to say
the guy from Shut Up and Fish.
I don't know.
Could be.
You're a Cruz.
So there's so many of us.
I was going to say, the real Joe Cruz over here. And there's lots of Joe Cruzes. That's the point of the joke. But there's also probably lots and lots of Joaquin Cruzes that are out there as well. So I don't know if this is the real Kin Cruz that has picked up a packet on the Democratic side. And so I'm not bristling at the idea, but it is kind of interesting to me because I think about all of the soon-to-be vacancies in the 38th Guam legislature. And thinking now is the best time to run for senator. And in my mind, and maybe just because the way my brain bends, in my mind I'm thinking it was a great time to run for senator for a bunch of new Republicans that are in the thing. And maybe a chance to maintain the majority that the Republicans have in the legislature right now. But clearly it is beginning to look like the Democrats want that majority back. And so there are Democrat names that are floating around there. And maybe it is one of those things where they're also trying to field a farm team, if you will. We need to get because it's Josh and Tina right now, and then it's Joe and Santa Claus. And Lou is going to be out and retire, or maybe go back to the bank. I don't know what she has intend to do after she's all done with being the 2-term governor of Guam. But they need to start establishing a little bit more of a farm team so we can get names at least out there and people aware that they exist. There needs to be some name recognition, and maybe you're going to run and not win. It's okay. It's all right. Around here, the old ladies always say, "Ay, hijo, you tried your best. You tried," and that counts. That counts for something down the road. That you got out there and you did the waves at the intersection next to the homeless guy, and you had a fundraiser over at Venue. You tried your best. Somebody just didn't work out. There's always next time. Always next time. I love the old lady advice. It's okay. You know what? You were too good for her. There's more fish in the ocean. But you tried your best. You got some name recognition, and that. How do we say it? Natmacy, right? That the fact that you lost and you still hold your head up high. You're still dignified in your loss. Will help you maybe get a little bit more by way of votes in the next time. Unless you're just dirt. Unless if the old ladies don't say that to you, that you tried your best and all of that stuff, maybe you want to reconsider whether or not you want to. What's that? Therese says no. Vote Republicans. Don't want reruns. No. Add the loopers. So I was gave some unsolicited advice to somebody yesterday, and I'll put it on the radio because what the hell, you're probably going to hear me say it, in interviews anyway. And it's not to sound like I'm super anti-Democrat. It's just that I think the people that are running on the Republican Party, you need to do one thing. This is your sole job. This is your sole job, Republicans and Independents. Your sole job now is to make voters afraid that if we let the Democrats have any more power, if we put them back at Adelup, if we get the majority of Democrats in the legislature, we need to find a way to make sure that the voters of Guam are scared that things are going to get worse than they are right now. And they're pretty bad right now. They're pretty bad right now by any standard, any metric, right? Things are not as good as they once were. But you know what? Hold on, because it could get worse. It could possibly get worse. People just go, oh, I'm just status quo. We'll just leave it as status quo. Don't let things get any worse. But there is the possibility, and all we need to do is look at the last 8 years and say, what have we gotten out of this? And it should have been, you've heard me say this a zillion times, it should have been the most productive time in my life, where you've got a Democrat at Adelup, you've got legislative minorities for 3 terms at least, Democrat majorities over at the legislature. Hell, even a lady running the courts was the Democrat lady, I believe. We had all of the potential there, the opportunity for massive synergies, and the corrections of decades worth of mistakes made by other politicians. But 4,009 days since the closure of the Agana swimming pool, the temporary closure of the Agana swimming pool. So that in my mind, if you're a high-ranking member of the Republican Party of Guam, that ought to be your goal. Is to ensure that the majority of voters in this town are petrified that there will be more Democratic leadership, and that's a case that needs to be made in blue states all across the country. Studio time, 9:46. Might be a couple of other things that were interesting to me when I got into work this morning. One of them is, are you a snacker? Do you snack?
Yeah, sometimes.
All right,
right before bed.
Favorite snack?
Popcorn.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, with Tabasco.
Yes. No, not Tabasco.
Oh, man.
Support local. The guafi.
Okay.
Or
with that
the
pepper.
yeah.
Pepper
or
powder.
What's the other one that I like? The kumasan. The basic kumasan.
There you go.
Yeah. Not the hot one. The ghost pepper one. That's the one you put the toilet paper in the bathroom in the freezer. That is some hot stuff. I have a large bag of Hershey Kisses, and I will open up the refrigerator and I'll grab, say, 3 or 4 of them, and that takes care of any chocolate craving that I might have. And if it's not Hershey Kisses, then it's Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. But I have noticed recently that it doesn't taste the same as it used to. When I was a kid, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup tasted differently back in the day. And I'm not the only one that noticed. The grandson of the inventor of Reese's Peanut Butter Cups has lashed out at Hershey, accusing the candy company of hurting the Reese's brand by shifting to cheaper ingredients in a lot of their products. Hershey acknowledges some recipe changes, but said this week that it is trying to meet consumer demand for innovation. High cocoa prices have also led Hershey and other manufacturers to experiment with using less chocolate in recent years. 70-year-old Brad Reese of the Reese's Peanut Butter Company said in a letter that Hershey's, the brand manager for multiple Reese products, the company replaced milk chocolate with, quote, compound coatings, whatever that means, and peanut butter has been replaced with a peanut cream. So it's like not necessarily peanut butter. It's peanut butter adjacent. And that will explain the difference. But for me, the one thing that has stayed the same about Reese's Peanut Butter Cups is the fact that it's almost impossible to get Reese's Peanut Butter Cups on Guam that don't stick to the paper that it comes with.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's, you know what? In States, it's not like that. in states when you buy Reese's peanut butter. Yeah, you squeeze the paper slides right off, and it doesn't get stuck in there. That's just one of the things I've noticed. Who's on the phone?
Maria Pangilinan from the Guam Election Commission.
What is going? Normally, if I put Maria's name on
earlier,
the
man,
list,
she was busy.
Oh, she was busy.
But she's calling to holler at you now.
What? I was gonna. I forgot what I was gonna ask her about.
She's the best.
Oh, I remember now. Hafa Maria Pangilinan, hardest working woman in the government of Guam. Great to have you on the line as usual.
Hafa Day, Ray Gibson, dispensa. So I was at the John F. Kennedy High School doing presentations to History of Guam students.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm interested in the history of Guam. What'd you talk about?
We talked about how many senators are in the legislature and who they want to win for the next set of elections and how many of them want to be mayors or senators or governor or lieutenant governor.
Are they out of their minds? why are you filling them with all of that stuff? And just tell them, vote Republican up and down.
Hi, Dave.
I know you're not. I know you're not allowed to do that. Well, did you also encourage them to participate in the sticker contest?
Yes, I did. And so we're going to announce the winners come Saturday, February 28th at the Government House.
Awesome. So the contest is done, and you've got a batch of winners?
Yes. So we are going to award, excuse me,
Hey.
Excuse me.
It's okay.
iPads, AirPods, Visa cards to elementary, middle, and high school students.
Excellent. So we're going to have 3 different kinds of stickers to choose from when I go vote in 252 days. I'm sorry, 161 days now between now and the primary election. So I'll be able to select from all 3 of them.
Yes. And so we have a koku that is putting his ballot or her ballot into the ballot box. That's 1 sticker.
Okay. And
yes.
the other 2?
From the high school. The other 2, one has the Guam seal with the hands holding a ballot. And the elementary school one was very interesting. It had several items, several parts of our culture in it. It was really, it's really cool. So we'll have them featured. Hopefully, our media partners will take pictures of all the stickers, and we can feature them all over the island starting on Saturday.
Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it on Saturday because I got stuff. But if you can have my cousin down there, the guy that's in charge of your website, see if he can send me some JPEGs or whatever of the images, so I can start the show on Monday with that, and maybe the names of the winners. So nobody took my advice and used the invasive species on the stickers. We don't have any brown tree snakes and rhino beetles and fire ants.
You know, there were snakes. There was a snake that I had, and Ray Gibson, 46 schools participated.
Isn't that great? I told you this was going to be a big deal. I'm the guy and I might be the only guy that's ever mentioned it. But the I voted stickers look like I voted stickers from all around the nation, and they're not bad. I got the American flag and whatever I voted. But I thought it would be fun to localize that, and I'm so glad that the Election Commission did that and then got everybody all riled up and interested in changing it out and making it local.
Yes, and we did it with the involvement